No notification.
Yeah. Are we on?
Yeah, I don't see anything either.
Nobody's on our chat. Joe, are we on? Oh yeah, there it is. Roland. Hey Roland, thanks for saying hi, buddy. Make sure we had everything going.
Good morning, Kimberly, Michelle. Hey, Roland.
Hey guys, welcome into the show before the show. Glad everybody's here. Eric will be here later today, Johnson. Kelly Manno back in the studio with some big news.
Hey, Bendy.
Roland says they finally flipped me. Black dude for Kamala. Yeah, right. Funny.
Say it isn't so.
Wait a second. Let's go here. Still finishing out some things. Happy Friday. Free for all Friday. Glad everybody's here with us. Vic Faust, Mega Marie Moret. And we're on Rumble. Okay.
Yeah. Saw that. I got my notification for that, just not FB. Chris, I'm with you. Same story over here. That's what happens when we talk about awesome topics.
Appreciate everybody jumping in. Of course, like, subscribe, share the show. Good morning, Sally and Bendy and Karen and Trish. Yes, good morning. You guys have fun stories, ideas, things that are going on, you could let us know as well. We love it. And make sure people know, Addie says, good morning from beautiful Afton.
I've always loved the name Addie.
Addie.
Such a cute name.
Appreciate everybody jumping in, getting ready to start the show here. Again, the show before the show. Oh, no, it's all good. You can chat. You can chat. Appreciate it. We don't have Projo's mic today, so he's going to have to, we'll chat.
Sign language.
Well, we got that email chat that we can talk to each other on, which works pretty well. Okay, good. I'm glad to hear that. Chris says, Vic, with what I sent you on X, go see the Sean Ryan podcast with former Benghazi CIA analyst Sarah Adams. She goes into more detail. Appreciate it. Chris wants us to get into how the government is paying the Taliban.
Oh.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of interesting stuff there. That's for sure.
That's a deep one. Love Sean Ryan, though.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, gosh, Roland, you think that? You're not the first person I've heard say that, though.
All right, Joe, we can go ahead and start the show. And then Gary says he got a notification that the show is going. Hey guys, welcome into cancelthisshow.com. Vic, did we lose our music? Oh, there it is. It just took a little bit. Sometimes you got to get it rolling. Vic Faust, Megan Marie Moret. We got our two shot today. We got a full studio of guests. Projo in the house as well. It's a free for all Friday edition coming up a little bit later in the show. Eric Johnson will be here like early this morning, which is pretty damn cool. We've also got Kelly Manno in the 9 o'clock hour with some big news. Joe told her, we told her, we've all been telling her for a long time. She needs to do comedy. Well, she's finally going to do it.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. Kelly's going to be on stage. She's
So
got
cool.
another big announcement. She's going to be promoting another band, a very popular band. If you didn't know, they hire her to promote their events. She did New Kids on the Block, and she did Kiss so far. And then I think she might have Bon Jovi.
Oh my God.
And then I think a new group has used her.
Well, we're going to have to find a way to get to the Bon Jovi.
I know.
Bon
Terry
Jovi.
says, good morning. Greg says, yo, bro, Joe. Awesome mod of the intro. Megan says, TGIF.
Yes.
But yeah, Kelly Manno continues to expand her tentacles across media, across this country.
She's getting unreal.
Yeah, she's getting bigger
really is.
and stronger.
Yes.
So it is Friday. We're going to have some fun with her. We're also taking whatever you guys want to get into today. I did meet a woman last night. We will have her on again. She wants to come on and star for our next paranormal. She lived during college in a haunted house in Savannah, Georgia.
Wow.
And she's like, oh, I'm coming on. And she's very entertaining.
Yes.
But we're talking about a haunted house where people were actually physically assaulted.
Oh, so they weren't good ghosts.
No,
they're bad ghosts.
No, yeah.
Oh.
Like dogs being put up on their hind legs, like and walking around.
My gosh. I can't wait to hear her story.
I'm getting chills talking about it. People being pushed down the stairs.
Oh.
Joe, were you the person that told me about almost getting pushed down this? Oh yeah, no, I couldn't remember if that was him. Or maybe it was Scotty who used to work with us. Somebody was telling me about that.
That they got pushed downstairs?
Oh, it was Joe. He felt like somebody trying to push him down the stairs.
Oh gosh.
And it was at Lemp Mansion is where it was. I remember Joe talking about that. So anyway, we'll have her on. By the way, some advice. Because I had problems sleeping for a while, then I've been doing better. I was given by, my girlfriend Megan, her friend. We stopped by her friend's place last night at like 8:30, 9. Well, no, it was later than 8:30, probably by 9 o'clock. I drank an espresso martini, and it tasted great, but that's like a coffee.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, it's got espresso in it.
So I'm waking up at like 2:30, wide-eyed, bright-eyed, bushy tail. I'm looking to the right, I'm looking to the left. I was like, oh my God.
Meg, why'd you let him do that?
I'm like, I hope to God that it's like 4:30.
Yeah.
No. 5 maybe, because I feel really wide awake. I went to the bathroom. I looked at my phone. The worst thing you do is look at your phone.
Yeah.
I looked at my phone and it said 2:30. I was like, what the truck? I didn't know what was going on.
See, we're working on you trying to get sleep.
Yeah,
the last thing that you need to be doing is drinking espresso martinis at 8:30, 9 o'clock.
I know. I didn't even think about it. I was just trying to have a good time.
No bueno.
I know. Because normally I can just sleep through anything. Oh yeah, Megan says she drank it without coffee.
Oh, well, there was one smart one in the group.
Do not have an espresso martini at 8:30, 9 o'clock if you're planning on going to bed by like 10 and planning on sleeping.
Yeah.
Literally rolling. Have you ever had an espresso martini?
I have. It's good. Martinis it's a little much for me. Kind of knocks your socks off, if you know what I mean. Any martini for that matter. But yeah, I mean, it's good. It's a nice treat. Just takes me a while to drink it.
This one tastes like chocolate milk.
Yeah, they're good.
I was like hammering it.
There's a lot of good drinks that taste like like they shouldn't have alcohol in them, and they do. I mean, gotta be
Chris
careful.
Chris says, by the way, for hauntings, paranormal, and murder mysteries, you look no further than Troy Turner. Yeah, we've had Troy on the show before. We'll get him back on. We've had a lot of really good guests. We're going to do another. That's what we'll do. We're going to bring them back in.
Another round of some good paranormal ghost stories.
Gary says he drinks coffee till about 10 o'clock at night, right to sleep. That's because your body's used to it. I used to be able to drink. I could drink 2 or 3 energy drinks in a day and go right to sleep, no problem.
You're an animal, Gary. I mean, that's all I can say. That's
Trish says my favorite are. I'm sure she meant mudslides, not mud glides. Mud glides. That'd be funny. Mudslides. It did. It tasted like a mudslide. That's exactly what that espresso martini tasted like.
Hey, you know what else is good is that rum chata. Like something you just said it looks like
I just haven't
milk.
had it in years.
Yeah, me either. People were on a really big rum chata kick for a long time, and now
you know what? That's so true.
Yeah, and now I don't see anyone drink it.
Wasn't that like 10 years ago?
Yeah, it was about 10 years ago.
Like 9,
everybody
10
every
years
time
ago?
you went somewhere, someone was like, "You want a rum chata? You want to, and You're like, sure. And the next thing you know, you feel like you do, like you're just drinking like some yummy, creamy milkshake drink. And then you got to figure out how you're getting home. Woohoo. So anyway, what a week. I'm so glad it's Friday. I'm so glad that, that we made it through the week. And this morning when I was getting ready, I had so many thoughts, and I don't know if it's
You mean
because
outside of your clothes when I called you and told you we were going to be on a one shot today?
Yes, exactly. I mean, and I already had this on, which was good, but then I was like,
But that's the outfit I chose for you too, though.
Yes. Yeah, it was between this or like a fun crazy print dress. So anyway, here I am. I'm casual today, which I rarely wear jeans on the show, even though you guys can't see it, but it's Friday and it's a free for all. So I'm feeling extra comfy. But I think yesterday watching all of the hostages or the prisoners, I should say, be released, and then you watch all of the things happening in Venezuela and what can happen in a country where you're supposed to have free elections and what happens when the people feel that they don't. And I just had this feeling of true gratefulness this morning. And all week we've been poking fun, at all of the people that are in the political scene right now, and laughing about Kamala and all the goofball things that she does, and Joe Biden. And I just took a minute and I was like, we're able to do all of those things and say all of those things about all of these people because we live in the best country in the world, and we're allowed to have free speech, and we're allowed to pick on people. And it just reminded me how grateful that we need to be, and how also we need to pray for our nation, and we need to make sure that for both sides, because we've seen that nobody is anybody can be hurt, any bad things can happen to anyone, and the crazy political volatility that's going on right now, no one's numb to it. And we just need to make sure that we remember that we do live in such a great country, and we need to make sure that we respect each other at the same time.
Easier said than done, but it's a great point.
Yeah, because I had this feeling of fear this morning, because watching Venezuela and watching what can happen when people feel like their election has been stolen, and I was like, wow, it could happen literally in the snap of a finger. And I truly just hope and pray that we do have a fair election, and that things go the way that they're supposed to, because I do not want anything like what's going on there to happen here.
Well, there's going to be cheating. I just don't know if it's going to be enough cheating, because we're already seeing it with the, and I don't want to rain on the parade, because I love what you said, and we need to hear that.
Yeah. Well, and I'm trying to be real about the whole situation too, but what I don't want is, I don't want, people losing their lives when, people come out into the street and protest. I don't want a political opponent to be kidnapped. This is what's happening in the world, and what's happening in what's supposed to be a democratic, free election country. And it just blows my mind how these things can happen. And then we've got, all of the things going on in the Middle East. So, and pray for people to make great decisions, for our leaders. We know that Joe Biden's not the one, really making all of the decisions, but the people that are around him, we need to make sure that that they're doing what they need to do to protect us first and foremost.
Well, we have people in chat line who feel the cheating is going to happen here, and it's already happening. So we're doing our best. We'll bring out what we can, the facts of everything, and of course, bring what we can. But you're right. You got to, as much as we fight, and when I say fight, to get truth out and get information out, it's the challenge is to do it with a good heart, but also appreciating what you have, what we have. I agree.
Yeah, we really do.
But we're still going to make fun of Joe Biden and Kamala Harris.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Hey, I'm just saying. I mean,
I'm
just saying that I'm grateful.
Oh no, they give us stuff every day
that we can do that. Because we do live in a great country where we are allowed to, say what we think about people in the political parties. And it's great. I'm just saying that we should not wish harm on anybody. Let's keep picking these people apart. exposing who they are, what they stand for, so that we can have the best person for the job lead our country, who is Donald Trump.
Amen, sister. Amen.
You know?
Welcome to cancelthisshow.com. News, headlines, politics, the election, the crazy that's going on, the facts first, then the feelings. Vic Faust, Megan Marie Moret, Projo in the house. Eric Johnson en route. He'll be here shortly. And of course, Kelly Manno from the Kelly Manno Show will be here during the 9 o'clock hour with a lot of information. She's got a comedy. Her show's sold out in 2 days in Nashville.
Unbelievable.
So she's going to be in. Can't wait to catch up with her. She's going to tell us about a vacation that she took. That's going to be very interesting. And she's got another big band to promote. We talked about already. She's already gone behind the scenes and promoted Kiss. She promoted New Kids on the Block. She's got Bon Jovi, and she's got another announcement that she's going to make live on the show today. And I looked last night, and I looked over. I showed Megan. I'm like, look at this. I was like, Kelly's promoting us late at night where she's going to be tomorrow morning. I was like, I love you, Kelly. I appreciate it.
That's great.
So it is a free-for-all Friday. If something's on your mind, something bizarre, something that's happened to you, let us know. We'll get to the chat line. You can watch us on Facebook and Rumble, YouTube and X. And of course, we go to all the audio platforms for the podcasting as soon as the show ends as well. So we're grateful you're here today with us. I had to get into this, though, because it's been over 12 days now since Kamala Harris became the presumptive nominee for the Democratic Party, and still no pressers. Mm-hmm. And Joe Biden, nowhere to be found. But we had 2 hostages. We talked about them yesterday. They are back in the United States. We can show video of them, Joe, coming back, and then we'll go to the presser, or not really a presser, but the comments that were made. But, you had Evan Gershkovich and Paul Whelan back on American soil, back with family and friends, back where they belong. I can't pronounce the Russian's name, but the guy who we gave up is a flat out terrorist, training people to be even more sinister. That's what he does. And that's who we gave up. And that, may not be such a great thing, but we'll see where it all goes. But we had our Americans back. We're glad about that. But as you showed, they're back. Joe, you can play it, and we'll just.
There you have Evan Gershkovich. He's addressing some of his media colleagues over
there. He is the Wall Street Journal reporter. Yeah, 491 days detention.
Unbelievable. It's just so awesome to see him get to come back.
Yeah, I was grateful to see him back too. And Paul Whelan as well. He was back. They were on American soil overnight. Okay, we got him back. But then, okay, we have Joe Biden who shows up, and then Kamala Harris. And look at these two together. First of all, we haven't seen Joe Biden. He shows up. We're told that Kamala Harris had nothing to do with this deal of getting the prisoners back. But who's the president here? Who's not? Mm-hmm. Joe Biden, in my humble, I look at him. He looks lost, like the lights are on, but nobody's home. And Kamala, I now know why she hasn't given a presser. She can't speak unless she has a prompter. I'm not trying to be mean. You judge for yourself. Just listen to this.
Very thankful for our president and what he has done over his entire career, but in particular as it relates to these families and these individuals.
Hello, Joe.
What he has been able to do to bring the allies together on many issues, but in particular this one.
Joe.
This is
ice
just
cream.
Extraordinary.
I want ice cream.
To the importance of having a president who understands the power of diplomacy and understands the strength that rests in understanding the significance of diplomacy and strengthening alliances. This is an incredible day, and you can see it in the families, in their eyes, and in their cries.
A while ago.
Very thankful.
What was that? That is the man who is the president of the United States.
He was trying to figure out exactly where he was and what was going on, and what they were talking about, what she was talking about. What was she talking about? Did I hear her say, "Sweet little people"? And
I have no
let's
idea.
Close our eyes. I couldn't. I don't know. I did watch her talk though yesterday. You could barely hear her on the tarmac. She's got a jet engine about 5 feet behind her, but she was up there.
It is hard to talk over a plane.
Well, yeah. Why would they do that? Why would they have her talk right there? But Donna, this is for you. So she made it look like she did it all, and she was responsible for the release of the hostages or the prisoners.
I mean,
that was for you.
He was lost.
Yeah.
Just lost.
He was lost. Now, Jake Sullivan, though, I mean, he could not have gone on more about the fact that this was Joe Biden's doing. That Joe Biden, because of who he is, because of his amazing relationships with people far and wide, all of the foreign countries, he was able to negotiate this deal, and he is the reason that this happened. It didn't have anything to do with Jake Sullivan. I'm sure it was all Joe Biden, and he is, responsible for a beautiful day.
Barb says they did that on purpose. They don't want us to hear her word salad nonsense. That's why they had her next to the airplane.
Yeah, exactly. And that may have been good because what she was saying made absolutely no sense. But again, it's just the rebranding that they are working on this gal is just unbelievable. I mean, I have not seen her hardly smile or laugh in the last 10 days at all of her rallies or the little bits that she does speak. She has gone all serious on us. So yeah, they're really trying to remarket her.
Well, yeah, they are. And not only did they remarket her, but we talked a little bit about it yesterday. I mean, obviously media has turned around to do everything they can. And now David Silver, the man who I brought up earlier this week, who's a predictor of presidential elections, has now, he thought initially that Harris would win the popular vote. Trump would win the Electoral College. Now he's like, oh, it's just all a toss-up. So 2 days later, he is now saying it's a toss-up. All of a sudden, oh, look at the polls. All the polls. So Kamala's winning. You don't go from being the worst vice president with the most unpopular numbers ever. And in 2 weeks, you're favored over a man who had some of the highest numbers. It's a lie. The fix is in. It is a total lie. It doesn't happen in 2 weeks. And she hasn't given any pressers.
No, she hasn't. But you know what?
She's just sat there. No.
But she doesn't need to. And the left is not asking her to do any pressers. The left is totally fine with her showing up and doing these rallies and rap concerts. They're totally fine with that. I think that the right is the only group that is saying, hey, like, are you going to come out and answer some questions for us? Because we have a lot of questions. And polls schmoles. I mean, that does not mean anything right now. And it's going to be a roller coaster ride between now and the DNC. And then after the DNC, it's going to continue to be a roller coaster ride. But everybody keeps saying, well, it's a honeymoon phase. Some people are like, it never was a honeymoon. So it's really going to just depend on what she has to say. And if we can get her to come out and say anything of importance. Because right now they are really trying to put her up in this already presidential role where she is talking. I mean, has she ever publicly talked about any major, like this was major. We had prisoners that have been gone for a very long time that were released yesterday. And she was the one that was up there. Biden did talk yesterday or last night a little bit, but she was
kind
the one.
of.
He
said you're
mumbled.
Stuck with me for at least another 90 days. At least another 90 days, Eric.
Yeah. So, it'll be interesting to see how long they can keep propping her up as this proper presidential woman.
It's working. Whatever. Eric Johnson in studio with us.
You look nice.
Eric, always good to see you,
I've never seen you in jeans. Look at us.
I'm not wearing my uniform today.
Yeah, but I like it. You got extra dapper for us today.
I got things to do today. So let's wrap this up. Let's go.
Come on. Come on.
Eric, is Kamala going to get over 81 million votes now?
Yeah.
She's going to beat Joe Biden, right?
Dude,
in 2 weeks.
This is the most dangerous. She's a mannequin. She's a mannequin. And she's dangerous. She is a dumb ass. No doubt about it. Come on. I'm a big call a spade kind of person. If it right in front of you, she's a dumbass.
Yeah.
You hear her talk. She cannot formulate any kind of logical sense with what she says. Get her out of the teleprompter and you will go, what the hell is that? she looks good. And she looks like the TV show Veep. And there's a lot of women that used to watch Veep. Remember Veep?
I do. I never watched it, but I do remember.
And you got to understand, that's how people register their thoughts. That's how people, we're computers. We basically, this is the most dangerous task that Trump is, because before he was going against a guy that looked like he should be wheeled out into karaoke night at Del Mar Gardens. There's a big difference, right? This lady, you can tell they're starting to take pictures of her with depth of field. Vic knows what that is. They're starting to take pictures of her in these events, so she looks like a lot of people are really interested in what she has to say. We have white guys for Kamala, whatever the hell that means.
Yep, white dudes for Harris.
Dude, this is a big challenge, and now Trump looks like it's just a bunch of rednecks that are voting for him. I mean, the media is really the genius people in this whole thing. They spin this thing.
Yes, they are.
It is unbelievable what's going on here. If you are in any way, shape, or form interested in modern culture and new media, this is a masterclass that you're going through right now. But you got to stand back and just look at what's going on. Take notes.
Yeah.
Because the media is the fourth arm of government right now. No doubt.
That's a really good way to put it. Really good way to put it.
No doubt about it.
Okay, so elaborate on you just said that you think that she's dangerous. What do you mean?
She is there's a lot of people who know politics that are now going, 3 weeks ago Trump was your guy. That's not the way it is anymore.
No,
I'm telling you right now.
I agree with that.
There are, I hate to say it,
Eric, I don't see anybody in the media. One person I said Trump's going to win. Everybody, even Bill O'Reilly's now. Kamala's going to win.
You have to look at where the situation. You can't look at you have to go reassess in November. You do, or October. You have to go reassess. You have got to give them the little bubble of this is a new wedding. There's a honeymoon period. They haven't even consummated the marriage yet because they haven't even had their convention. Yeah. They're going to have a new baby in the party with this guy from Pennsylvania. So you got to give them their space to let them set their table. Then in August and October and September, we can go reassess and see if Trump is still there. Look, this is a game. For me, this is just, you got to look at what the consequences of each one of these guys being voted in are. Kamala, no doubt about it, is going to be a puppet. There's no doubt. I don't know. I know that they say that she's a bitch behind closed doors, but there's no doubt that George Soros's money is going to influence her. Obama, I don't know if they like each other. I don't know what those reports mean, but she is not smart enough to understand the intended consequences of her actions. I think she's an open borders person. She wants to flood the United States with illegal aliens. No doubt about it. There's an agenda there. She doesn't understand what she even says. If you were to say, now tell me about why you don't want fracking or why you do want fracking now, she would not be able to formulate that thought.
Right.
And that's why the media is doing us such an injustice. They're not pressing those issues.
Well, and I think that, they are starting to go back, to 2019 when she was anti-fracking. And then they would just ask her questions. So, okay, so are you against offshore drilling too? Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I am. Like I'm anti this, I'm anti that. And so hopefully we're going to continue.
There's no hopefully there. It's not. There's not going to, somehow you have to have like the only media that you can, Fox News, who has the only media badge in the industry that can actually confront her, because you're not going to get News Nation is not going to trip her up.
Yeah.
It's only Fox News. That's it. You have one media organization that has a powerful enough media badge to get in the room to ask her any questions. Otherwise, she's surrounded by ABC, NBC, CBS, and CNBC, blah, 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 go down the list, but NPR, BBC, whatever it is. They're not going to let that happen. It's like she's falling out of a 10-story building, but she's surrounded by padded bubbles, and the fall's never going to hurt her.
Exactly. What an analogy. That's exactly what.
Yeah.
She's in bubble wrap.
Okay, so am I delusional to think that other people besides the right, including the media, want to genuinely know what her stance is.
No,
because
I had a conversation last night with a dear friend of mine, and it almost left. By the conversation was like, I gotta go. I was like, I can't get through to you. I can't let you. You don't understand. You bitch about not having enough money, about taxes, about this, that, and the other. They don't want to hear anything about Trump. They don't understand what is they.
But do they want to hear
No.
What her stance is on different policy?
No.
They you know what, you're right.
No, they don't.
They truly
they
don't.
don't. They want to hear about a woman's right to choose. They want to hear about transgender rights. They want to hear about and the talking point now is this has been one of the best presidencies in the world, Biden, and he's just handing over the torch.
What people are telling
I'm
you
telling you this, man. This is why it's so dangerous.
The transgender argument is a very difficult one right now, especially with what happened at the Olympics.
I don't think so. I don't think so. I think liberalism is starting to permeate through the society right now.
I think it's where you hang out too, though, don't you?
Well,
it is, but I think there's a lot of people that don't follow politics and they live in these bluish purple states, and they're like, this looks like a presidential person. Oh, she's friends with Obama. Oh, she's got my vote. They don't understand the very true realities of globalism, of putting too much cash into the system. They don't understand that illegal immigrants hurt so many communities right now. Even New York is being come on. We in this room and you guys on the chat line right now, you get it. We don't have to do a show for you. We are literally preaching to the choir.
Yeah. Well,
and the tracks are running out. The train is moving at 200 miles an hour, and you only have a few miles to stop this thing.
Kimberly disagrees with you, Eric. She thinks people are fed up. And I think it gets back to the point where I think it's who you're hanging out with too in the crowds and the groups. I mean, everywhere I go, I don't find anybody that likes Kamala.
I don't think they have to like her.
Well, so the people that I, work with and hang out with, I have a lot of left-leaning people, and they're wonderful people. We just do not agree on anything pretty much. But yet last night they're on mainstream media. They had a gentleman on there that was so just flabbergasted at how anyone could say that man that was boxing that woman in the Olympic fight, how anyone would.
Was that a man, by the way?
Yes.
He's a man.
Okay. That was another thing that my liberal friend told me last night.
It's all over.
That wasn't really a man. It was just they heard the testosterone was elevated too much. I go,
oh yeah.
No.
I'm going, what? Did you just spin that so you made a man not a man to make him too much? I mean, I was like, what? How do you have a conversation with someone like that?
Well, in this same guy that I'm talking about that said, how dare you stigmatize these people? How dare you? And it's like, excuse me, like you're worried about us stigmatizing this man.
He stigmatized her nose.
Yeah, exactly.
Did you see the hit?
That just
come on,
whooped the crud out of this girl,
Yeah.
and we're supposed to worry about his feelings. But the point that he made was, this guy has identified as a girl his entire life.
Yeah.
That is supposed to be enough for us to say, oh, okay, then you know what? He is really a woman.
Dude,
no.
I think that one of the biggest advertised events, if you could figure out how to do this in the next 20 years, would be gay sports, homosexual sports, transgendered football teams, transgendered soccer. Come on, don't look at me like that.
There would be no.
There would be ratings.
No, there wouldn't.
I'm telling you, man.
You know what, though?
If you want to make some money, come on.
I love your creativity.
Joe,
but
you better chime in.
There would be no.
The puppy
ratings.
bowl got huge. What do you think? Come on,
that
man.
would be fair.
Yes.
If they want to do that, if they want guys like that guy,
that's the only way.
Yeah.
Today,
and nobody would watch.
Transgender Germany versus transgender Denmark.
Why not? Why not?
There's not enough people.
That would be.
Yes, there are. Vic.
I don't know.
Vic, we are in a different
they'd
world.
come out of the. They'd come out of the woodworks.
No, I'm telling you.
Well,
mark my words. Mark it down right now.
The quality,
I agree with you.
ESPN Channel 5.
The quality of sport would not be very good.
Why
What
would
is wrong
why
with
would you
you?
say that?
Come on.
There are many amazing trans athletes out there, right?
It's Raining Men could be their national anthem. It would be amazing. I'm telling you, I'm not lying.
I do too. Get your own
Yes,
team.
come on.
Oh my
Get your own team,
Look.
and you guys can whoop the crap out of each
Look,
other.
everybody chime in. I don't have my little texter with me today, but everybody chime in. Do you think that
No.
because it's a fashion, it's
The
a
rating? No way.
Vic, you're
The
wrong.
rating
I
don't
would
break.
watch it. I really would watch it.
Vic, come
No.
on.
I would.
Archery at midnight on
You-
ESPN
you
gets
might-
audience.
No. No.
What is
Oh
wrong
my
with you
God.
guys?
Oh
I'm
my
telling
God.
you.
Where has the show gone today?
Come on, the
No, I-
Transgendered Football Network live, Des Moines, Iowa versus St. Louis Stallions.
Yeah, and
Come on.
throw in some swimming. We know that there's trans swimmers out there, so let them all be on an equal playing
my
field.
God.
You know I'm not lying, Joe.
Yeah,
And
I
you
think
would
it'd
make
be
money.
great.
You would make money too. Anyway, I digress.
Kevin said the Patriots versus the Steelers.
Oh. Chris says, "Don't be stupid. Nobody'd watch it."
You're
You-
wrong.
You think
You're wrong.
I beg to differ.
you think WNBA has to get a ton of money from the NBA just to survive? Trans sports
Oh,
would fail within a year.
Trans sports would destroy the WNBA.
Hey, look at all of the money that the trans community gets for different things. I mean, I think that
It's
they're.
the
I think
greatest idea I've
George
ever come up with.
George Soros
it's not.
himself
You're a
would
smart guy.
sponsor
It's the
this.
greatest
Oh, he
idea I've
probably
ever come up
would.
with.
Yeah, it'd be great. They could all have jerseys with Soros's last
Yeah.
name on the back.
And no one would get killed. No one
Yeah.
would get killed. You would have transgender dudes, the XY chromosomes versus the. I mean, you see what I'm saying?
XYZ,
You know what I'm saying?
PQR.
Eric, I'm just telling you, the outcry at what happened at the Olympics was one of the biggest.
Yes, because it was a guy
against-
versus a girl.
Mhm.
And I'm telling you, I all over media, and I could not believe it, against it. Even the Olympics, and Mike Tirico doing the Olympics yesterday, they were doing a toned down version, but even talking about the controversy and how bad this looks. Could not believe
It
it.
looks horrible.
No,
That's transgender men competing with women. And the best part about it, we talked about it yesterday. Here, you want to judge your presidents? Donald Trump came out immediately and said he'll ban biological men competing with any women in any sports when he's president. JD Vance backed him. Kamala Harris has been mum. She refuses to say anything. And then her new presumptive VP pick, it's going to be Josh Shapiro. By the way, he has canceled all of his events for the weekend. Looks like he's going to be the new VP.
Mhm.
He's on the record saying he is for biological men competing with women in sports.
many of them do. I don't understand. And it's not that anyone is trying to stigmatize or, lay any, hard feelings on, well, actually the men that do want to go up and compete against women, I don't feel for you. Like, I think you've got other issues that need to be dealt with. It's just not right to want to go and compete against women. But yeah, I mean, there's many people that are trying to promote this and accept it and
feel
make
like
it normal.
I'm in La La Land. This is not hard. You can't out type Chat GPT. You know what I mean? You cannot out type. If you had a competition between me and an AI bot and see how many words you could type in a minute, I would get my ass kicked. I can type 10 words a minute, maybe, and they're all misspelled. And ChatGPT can put about 1 million words together. But if that was the new competition, and ChatGPT says I identify as a white male and I'm going to now compete with you, I would never win ever again, which would make me want to quit that sport.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's what women are going to start going through. Little girls are going to be like, I don't want to get my ass kicked in track and field. I don't want my ass kicked in boxing. I don't want to get my ass kicked in soccer or whatever, basketball. So they're going to quit.
Well, it's going to take more people like Riley Gaines to stand up to this and just really stand up and go against them at any cost. It's going to take people like that.
Yeah.
But look at all of the way, she's made way. Like, she really has.
Absolutely.
And so I think as long as people are feeling okay about standing up to these people and saying, heck no, like, I'm not letting my girl, number one, compete against a man, but
Right.
number two, change in a locker room, with a man. I mean, there are so many other things surrounding this. It's not just the sport. There's a lot of underlying
you saw
things.
it's really the soccer moms that have a lot of power in this. Of the soccer, I'm serious.
You and soccer.
Well,
I think you have a thing for soccer moms.
I'm very interested in their demographic because it's the soccer moms that would have to go to the school district. And I'm not talking about 2 or 3 at a school board meeting. You have to have the entire community of soccer moms that are going, what the hell are you doing letting guys in my daughter's locker room? And then making that loud group of soccer mom voices be responded to. Soccer dads, for some reason, they don't, whatever.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, but coming from a man, it sounds, super, it sounds almost chauvinistic maybe.
Yeah.
And, if you're a man right now and you stand up for anything, you're
you're
toxic.
Oh, definitely.
So you're not allowed to do that. So there's many, many fine lines that the left has created in order for conservative values to be spoken.
No doubt.
But I think that there's traction. I think that voices are being heard. I think that that the left knows that conservatives do not think it's right for males to compete against females. But they're pushing it, man. They are just pushing the line. Now it's in the Olympics. I mean, I really did not think that we would see it.
And
in
if
the
Donald
Olympics.
Trump says he's not going to allow biologicals, those people who hate Donald Trump will back the women or back the biological males competing with women just because Trump is against it.
Right.
It happens. I mean, you already see, Kamala Harris just.
Do you think that Josh Shapiro, do you think that he would want his daughters to get into a ring with a man?
He already said.
Yeah, but I want to, yeah, of course. But they say a lot of things that they don't mean. I mean, every day in and day out. I'd really like to know if he would, if push came to shove, would he allow his daughter to get into a ring with a man?
Well, it doesn't start out there. That's the problem. It's not like the girl is training her whole life to say, I'm going to go take on Bruce, who is now Betsy. It's this lifestyle, and we all participated in sports. And it started at 8 when you were 8, and you blossomed into college. And some of us played semi-pro, and some of us played at major D1 schools. But it blossoms, and then you get better and better. Here's a woman now. I start young. I do my thing. I'm playing a bit against mostly women. Now I get to a higher level at a D1 college, maybe, and I look across from me at the track meet and I go, "That's a dude. I've spent my entire life training to get to this moment. I want to get on that stand over there as a woman. I just want to get on that stand as a human.
Yeah.
But this dude's going to beat me by 4 seconds.
Yeah.
And that's the problem.
And I think that's what happened with that girl in the Olympics. I mean, it was super short. I mean, she knew after 4 blows, one of them hitting her majorly in the face, she knew that she couldn't go on anymore.
No, wasn't it one punch right to the nose?
Yeah, well, he got her with like 4 different jabs, but the one that got her in the face was the one that's when she was like, I'm out.
Yeah.
Like, I'm done.
Well, she should have been the advocate to say this is stupid. If she had an opportunity right then and there to say that was the dumbest thing I've ever been a part of.
Hopefully she will. I do. I agree. I hope that we hear from her, and I hope that her voice is heard.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Bindi, to answer your question, yes, they are really trying to push. I saw that last night. And the media, in certain ways too, are trying to make it sound as though he really was female. He really is a male.
Wait a minute,
he is a male.
Explain that again.
Okay, so
why do people think that this is a female?
That's a really good question.
This is where I get into the black and white discussion.
Okay.
You were born with, look, you're a kid. Look at your little boy.
A female boxer did beat him. And I saw mainstream media trying to promote this woman now because she beat him.
Well, fantastic.
But I'm like, that's not the same.
No. Well, and but the fact of the matter is this. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to go, are you not doing your research? No, he is a female. Why would you say that? Because, they love to gaslight and they love to lie. Yeah. So that's what they're doing. And so, did you do your research? And so last night I was
think that
like,
dude could take us both, Eric.
I mean,
no doubt.
and
He's 8 feet taller than the ref.
He's a good boxer, but he boxes like a dude. Everything about him
he is a dude, right?
Right. He is a dude. But you're going to hear people try and say that he is a female. Why? Because he's identified as a female his entire life.
Who cares?
That's great, but he's still a man.
Yeah.
And if this gentleman right here has been identifying as a female his entire life, I'd like to know who's recommending certain things to him, who his stylist is, because there's nothing feminine about him at all. And I'm not talking, like I'm not expecting him to show up with makeup on, doing a boxing match, but the way he walks, the way he talks, his cadence, every single thing, when you look at him, is man.
You don't even have to justify this anymore. Please. It's like, this is a guy that had some kind of mental reckoning that he's a female, that he is a female. And then he has been a female in his mind his whole life. That's what gets me is I was trying to have a conversation with someone because I don't know that much about the story. But the Democrat that I was talking, I feel like we're in the multiverse. Like
we are.
We're talking to two. There's
it's the same thing with all these political
there's two
issues.
dimensions between people, and it happens to be 50-50 in this country. We are in a multiverse, and you can see the other side, but they are in a different world than we are.
Yeah. Like Donna just said, she said, this is so dumb. Forgive me, but I cannot believe that this is happening. And I really can't either. I mean, that we're sitting here having these conversations about a man beating up a woman at the Olympic Games. It's just
but
crazy
where's
to
the
me.
women's outcry?
Well, that's a really, really good question.
Is it the same people that will not look at Saudi Arabia and say, you guys are abusive to women? It's like the feminists. The feminists are so hypocritical. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
Right. Well, they asked Riley Gaines that last night. They said, we see you and we love that you're speaking out. And there's a few other women, but where is the collective effort of females to come forward? And she said they're scared.
Well, they hide.
She said they have
Show
been,
the Kamala
they
picture
have been shamed.
when you get a chance, Pro Joe.
Yeah.
This is Kamala. She's Kamala Lee Emilian.
I'm a chameleon.
Yeah.
She's everything she needs to be.
That's not going to stick, by the way.
She goes
from
one stance to the next stance to the next stance.
Yeah. Yeah. That won't stick because no one's getting her on camera to challenge her.
Yeah. Hasn't done one presser, but somehow, some way, she's now going to be your next president.
First of all, most people don't even know what a chameleon is.
I mean,
they don't.
Well,
that's sad.
Or they don't know how to equate the two together.
I think the debate though is going to be where, Trump is going to be able to force her to answer why were you anti-fracking? Now you're for fracking, and ask her, where she gets her reasoning.
She'll have this will be the campaign of PR agencies. So I guarantee it. They have a
that's a good point.
They have a boardroom somewhere, and all of these things are on a whiteboard somewhere in the White House or in her office or somewhere. And it's a PR company. And I guarantee you they're $1 million a day, and they're going to go fracking, no fracking this date, fracking this date. Why? And that's going to have like a bunch of little arrows for her to follow. They go, you need to practice this. This is your answer because it'll work. So this will be the campaign of PR companies. Whereas when you look at Trump, he means everything he says.
Yeah.
I want to make America great again. I want to put the tariffs on China because they're eating us for lunch. I want the border closed because we can't handle having. So everything Trump says will have nothing to do with the PR company. It'll be the opposite effect. It'll be because they want a PR company on top of Trump because he's so outlandish.
Yeah.
Mr. President, shut the hell up.
Right.
Of course it will.
Mr. President,
yeah, but how
don't say she's not black again. Please don't do that ever again.
How is she gonna I don't care if she goes to Camp David for a month and has to sit there and practice like Biden did.
She will.
But how is she gonna talk her way out of these? I don't.
She will give you mumbo jumbo. And she'll go back to the here's what's going to happen, people. She's going to go all the way back to the playbook of politicians from the 80s where they said words that meant nothing.
Well, she's been doing
back
that.
in the old days. You would say words, platitudes. They mean nothing. You're never going to tie me down to what I'm about to say, but I'm going to do 2 minutes of saying nothing.
The
and that is a key.
significance of the insignificance is significant.
Tomorrow,
because tomorrow,
Yes. I mean,
she's one of the dumbest politicians I've ever heard speak. She just is.
she's going to sound regal to a lot
Eric,
of people.
we showed her on the tarmac last night when hostages were coming back. She made no sense again. And once again, when she doesn't have a prompter, like Obama, she can't talk.
No, she
has
talks
no
slow
history of
to try and sound smart. That's all that she has.
Midwestern soccer moms don't care. Because if they don't understand you, they're like, oh,
they
she
must
not be smart. See,
then you're saying
that just came to my mind.
So you're saying that Midwestern soccer moms aren't smart.
No. I'm not saying
that's
that at all.
That's exactly what you're implying.
Okay,
Eric.
maybe I am. But here's what I'm saying. Here's what I'm really saying is people are like, oh, they're talking political. I'm not a political person. She sounds good. Whereas Biden sounds like, we're gearing the fliss and flasm. And he
Uncle Bozy.
He couldn't form a word. It was syllables that he would form. And people could hear that. And they're like, I don't think that was an actual word. Whereas Kamala will actually she won't make sense. And she won't know how to answer things. And but she sounds and looks like people want her to sound and look.
Yeah.
She's never gonna come out here like me and go, you'll never hear this about. Let me tell you why I want fracking now.
Yeah.
She'll never say that because a big part of her base is gonna be like, wait a minute, green, where the global warming thing is killing us all. How can you be so crass and to say that we need fracking? She'll somehow revert to the PR company in her office and go, all right, if they say this, I say this. And if they say this, then I say this. And I'll be able to get out the maze of answers unscathed.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But in doing so, watch out for this in the election cycle, people. She won't say anything. You're not going to be able to tie her down.
Mm-hmm.
If you think that Biden and Obama were Jell-O, this is a new level of Jell-O. You will not be able to get your arms around this. I'm telling
well,
you.
She'll say the significance of fracking was insignificant when I was significantly talking about fracking, but now it's significant in the way that the significance is important to move forward.
Oh yeah.
But I would like to make a PSA. I don't know if Kamala heard us talking about her on the show the other day, but I'm happy to tell everyone that she had a skirt on yesterday.
Oh,
she had a skirt on.
What does that mean?
Well,
exactly that. She had a skirt on. Yeah. I've never seen her in a skirt.
They're trying to make her more feminine.
I've never seen her in a skirt or a dress. I've seen her in jeans one time.
Yeah.
And she wears oversized Hillary suits. So she has been, getting dressed out of Hillary's closet for years now, but she had a skirt on. Isn't that exciting?
Yeah, Eric's right though, because
she got the memo.
Yeah,
you're being lied to, and that's what the media. That's Eric's point. I mean, literally a week and a half ago, she stood at a podium and said that the United States has an alliance with North Korea.
Yes,
she literally said that, and I'm like, okay, and this is just and she's going to be our president.
Yeah.
Then that shows you what America is.
I'm going to say this. I invite you guys to go back in history, back in 2007. And I invite you to try to go into your emotional space.
Okay.
When you saw John McCain going up against Barack Obama, did you really feel like McCain had a chance in hell?
No, we knew he didn't.
Are you starting to feel that right now with Trump?
Everything's changed.
Are you getting that weird visceral
what? Trump with her? No. Oh my God, no.
Joe,
no.
Are you starting to feel a little bit edgy?
The only thing I feel itchy about is the election process itself if it happens.
If Trump continues to go and talk, in his not measured way, that's really going to worry me.
So you're asking him to do something that he's not natural in doing.
No, but you know what? He's been doing very well since the beginning of the year. It started when he had his gag order, when he was in court, and that was the best that he did. I mean, he was gaining so much traction. He couldn't say anything.
Yeah.
So he was being quiet, but he was still showing up. He was going, to different communities, still trying to campaign as much as he could.
Right.
And then even after the attempted assassination on him, there was that quiet. He was kind of
reflective,
just somber.
Yeah.
And it was great. And I think that people were looking at him in a different way. They were like, wow, this guy, I mean, look at what Mark Zuckerberg said, whether it was because Google and Meta just got in trouble for, basically, altering pictures of Trump at that particular rally. But he even said, he's like, man, he's like, that was effing incredible.
So you have, I always thought this, that the people, the good people of the United States, the conservatives, don't worry about Congress, don't worry about the White House, don't worry about, you need to go to the steps of NBC and you need to go to the steps of CNN. And you got to show up in multiple thousands of people just sitting in the front of their buildings going, what are you guys doing? You guys are the propagandists in a country that doesn't need to have propaganda. You're propaganda in the United States. You are the guys throwing leaflets out the planes saying, trying to be propaganda for, the Germans in World War II. That's what you guys are doing. You're dropping leaflets on top of us. And we got to stop that. We depend on your journalism to make our decisions. That's the bottom line. You need to be able to press Kamala and go, are you going to raise or lower taxes on the American people? And then you got to do a deep dives into this. Are you going to put up a wall between Mexico and the United States to keep illegal aliens out? We're not judging you, Kamala. We're just asking questions so we can get you on the record. Okay, you're not going to put up a wall. Are we going to expect millions of people to come through that border again? Get her on the damn record. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That is, but in the old days, we used to do that. Back when the newsreels were happening in the 40s and you'd go to the movie and
the 40s. Exactly.
Yeah. So
But back to your question, I do like we have to be realistic here, and there is a chance. I mean, we know how the left operates. We've seen them do it in the past.
Yeah.
We see what they're doing right now. Like what you said, the media is, her best friend right now.
It's sick.
They are promoting her as, the best thing next to sliced bread. And they're going to continue to do that. And that's where I think that Trump really has to be careful with what he says. I do, because they are, and everybody's like, the left doesn't care. It doesn't matter anyway. I'm not talking about the left. I feel
like Trump is like Lassie. He's like, there's a
Lassie.
Remember the old TV show Lassie?
Yeah.
What about
TV show?
Yeah.
Lassie would see an emergency. Little Joey was down a well, and Lassie would come running to the humans saying, "There's an emergency," but nobody could figure out, what are you saying, girl or boy or whatever Lassie was. And Trump is Lassie. Like, the country's going to hell. You're not going to have a country anymore.
So you're saying Americans are stupid again, and they are. That's exactly.
Well, if the polling doesn't show an 80% support of Trump, then I'm starting to feel like.
Well, here, this is media. This is perfect. Okay, maybe we lied about Biden's health, and the Russian collusion, and COVID, and Hunter's laptop, and January 6th, and Ukraine, and Epstein, and Hollywood, and everything in between. But trust us, because we're the media, when we tell you that Trump is a threat to Americans and democracy.
Yeah.
Let that sink in.
Yeah.
That's the media.
Yeah. A threat to democracy, which is what they're not supposed to be saying right now, because they said that was what caused this Crooks kid to get all riled up and to go after Trump.
Yeah.
So, but they're allowed to say it. We're not allowed to say it, and again, let the games continue.
This is going to be a very interesting test to see how the RNC goes forward, because they better be on their damn game. There's already one state that is removing all of the voter rolls that were people that weren't people. And I'd love to do that over 50 states.
Well, they're trying to do it in Arizona. The attorney general has filed a lawsuit, because we talked about this earlier this week. Almost 1 million people.
See, that's not democracy. I
Dead
would love to know what
illegal.
Yeah.
Or not citizens on a voting roll for the state of Arizona.
It's unbelievable. How many times has that
been
done?
I had a liberal Democrat tell me it's all fake news. It's not true.
Yes.
A lawsuit by the attorney general with all the evidence. No, fake news. I'm like,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see where we're going with this. For the sake of comedy, because it is a Friday, here's a wonderful Kamala Harris quote. We invested an additional $12 billion into community banks because we know community banks are in the community and understand the needs and desires of that community, as well as the talent and capacity of community.
Oh my word. How many times did she say community?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh,
I'm sick of teleprompters.
I wonder what's with her. Why does she repeat words over and over and over again in just like a 2-sentence paragraph? There's something's not right about that. And she does it all the time.
Yeah, I think it's I think that you should outlaw money in politics and teleprompters.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. Bring your note card up there.
Can you imagine what it would be like?
Well, I think it's fair. I think it's fair because you don't know who wrote what in that teleprompter, right? I'm serious. I'm not kidding about that. I've never seen I've been in business for now 20 years. I've never seen a CEO or a president of a company walk in with a teleprompter at the front of a boardroom and discuss what his vision of the company was. It's always been a discussion. It's always been like, here's how we're laying out the history of this, what we're going to work on. And I feel like teleprompters are killing this country because you don't know if Valerie Jarrett wrote that you don't know if Barack Obama wrote what was into that teleprompter. You don't know if some intern who's 21 years old wrote what's in that teleprompter.
Well, I can tell you who's writing Kamala's material is like a 7 or 8 year old. So that's where she's getting her material.
It might be.
There's no way. Good morning. There is no way that she is writing. Well, maybe she is writing that, but there's no way that anybody else would put their name on that and be responsible for anything that she says.
No, she's riffing.
We want to give.
Don't give her that much credit. Riffing is a skill.
And she doesn't have the skill to riff.
Yeah,
that's what you're saying. It's like when you go to see a good jazz or a blues musician and they're just improvising. Mm-hmm. Well, her guitar's not in tune.
Yeah,
that's the way I look at her.
Not at all. Nothing's in tune. She doesn't even have it plugged in.
And with that, we thank our advertisers. Complete Auto Body Repair. Seriously, complete Auto Body. Kelly Manno coming up in just a moment.
She is.
Complete Auto Body Repair. You're not going to find a better place to go to get your car A to Z, everything. They get you in, they get you out. They don't nickel dime you. They've got tons of jobs available as well. Check out their website. I've taken my car there. Joe has his car there. CompleteAB.com. Once again, CompleteAB.com. You can give them a call at 314-731-7999. That's 314-731-7999. Also, if you've been injured in an accident, if anything's happened, car, trucking, motorcycle, give Dave Gregory a call. ConservativeInjuryLawyer.com. ConservativeInjuryLawyer.com. I used him twice. If you tell him, you listen to him on Cancel This, he's going to knock off a percentage of it and give of what they normally take and give it to you and make sure that you get more back. Dave's written some of the laws on the state. He's licensed in 7 states. If you, a loved one, a family member has had something with an accident or a workers' comp issue, give him a call. He'll take care of you. Also save 7 people's jobs who are going to be fired because they didn't feel comfortable taking that shot in their arm. 7 for 7. Dave will take care of you. Winty's in the Chesterfield Valley and in Defiance. We are grateful for them coming in and supporting us as they do. Work hard, play hard. Lots of good food, lots of good times. They have huge patios for you. And of course, entertainment on the weekend in the Chesterfield Valley and in Defiance, Missouri. Also, WeQuipUSA.com. It's your home for renting items or putting items up that you want to rent. Maybe make a little money. Get creative with things. They rent spaces as well. Hell, Kelly Manno tried to rent a backhoe maybe, or a construction piece, or what was it? A
bucket lift.
A bucket lift. You had a bucket lift. You were trying. Yes. Yeah, they'll try. They'll try to take care of anything, but it's WeQuipUSA.com. If you're going to be doing any sort of grilling anywhere, you're going to use Rockwood Charcoal. It's the best. It's all over St. Louis area stores and across the country. If you had to, you could get it on Amazon, but Jonathan said try not to because he says they try to knock out the little guy when it comes to their pricing. Rockwood Charcoal, 100% Missouri hardwood. It breaks apart in your hand. That's why you know it's some of the best you can get. Also, his sandwich shop, Capriati's, if you haven't tried it, it's worth the drive. It's in Rock Hill on Manchester Road. They do a phenomenal job with catering. Give them a chance. Jonathan also supports the show. Hours are 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Capri Oddies. And if you're looking for real estate in the St. Louis metro area, Realtor Megan Livingstone is here to help. Dedicated approach combines compassion and positivity to meet all of your real estate needs. Before making any decisions, enjoy a no-pressure conversation with Megan. You can call her at 314-249-1708 or email at megan.livingstone@exprealty.com. This is cancelthisshow.com. Vic Faust, Megan Marie Moret, Eric Johnson, and our great friend Kelly Manno back after a while. Kelly, welcome back in, my friend.
Good morning.
Hi, I've missed you.
It's been so long. It was just like a couple of Fridays in a row with like stupid things or stuff I couldn't get out of or being out of town. And
you're busy. You are doing things, girl.
I'm stupid busy.
You are. I can't wait
busy.
to hear all about it.
Well, I learned that when I went on vacation because I don't vacation really. I don't, I've been on like 3 in my whole life, and going on vacation made me realize how truly busy I am because the amount of shit I had to catch up on when I got back, like I'm still doing it.
Yeah.
And it almost made it not worth it.
I was just going to ask you that if it was worth it.
No.
Yeah.
No, it was not worth the stress that I mean, it was worth it because I got to hang out with my family. I got to see the beach. It was super pretty. But like I left the day early, even though I like paid extra.
Oh, no.
Because like my brain is just not really programmed to vacation.
Yeah.
So I sat on the beach.
What is a vacation? Are you talking about the comic, or not the Comic-Con, but the Crime Con thing?
No, I went on
a
a real vacation to the beach in Alabama, like Gulf Shores, like Dolphin Island and
very
stuff
cool.
like that. It was like I'm on vacation, and then day 1 we sat on the beach, and then day 2 we went to like an aquarium, and then day 3 we sat on the beach again, and then I woke up on day 4 and it was like we're gonna go sit on the beach again, and I was like, I'm bored to death.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Yes, I was bored out of my mind.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
All
kids, you want to leave day early? And they're like, sure. I'm like, we can go to Graceland. It's on the way home. Like,
Oh, so you drove?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Of course I drove because I hate flying.
Yeah, that's true.
I did one of those 13 or 14-hour trips recently to Myrtle Beach.
Oh, yeah. It was 12. And it reminded me that that's too long. From now on, I will not drive anywhere more than 6 hours.
Yeah.
So can you take a train?
Long.
Can you get on a bus or something?
Yes, but have you ever tried to take a train?
No.
Because we have an Amtrak station right in like Alton, Illinois.
Yeah, it goes to Herman, Missouri.
Yeah. There have been so many times where I thought I want to take a train ride somewhere, and it's like trying to read hieroglyphics, trying to figure out their schedules.
Yeah.
And it's just, I don't know how anybody does
It
it.
takes forever too.
See, I don't mind that though. I would love to sit on an Amtrak train and watch, cities go by.
See, now that would drive me nuts. I'd get ants in my pants doing that. I'd be
Really?
like, yes. I'd be like, get me to the beach. Get me to the beach. Yeah.
And the beach was fun and it was pretty and all that. But I'm just not a beach person.
Yeah.
Like you got to drag all your shit out there.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Keep preaching.
Walking in the sand is the worst thing ever. It's so deep.
Mhm.
Like my quads were on fire by the time I got to sit in my chair. And then I got sand in places I didn't know I could get sand. I go in the water, I get salt water like up my nose, in my face, in my eyeballs. I'm trying to wipe my face on my towel. It's covered in sand.
Yes.
And I'm just like, this sucks.
So where would you want to go on vacation now? Now that you know that, because
you know what?
Yeah.
I don't even mind that it was the beach.
Mhm.
I would just say that like 4 nights is like my max for vacation is what I've learned. Because the first day the beach was awesome. And then the third day it wasn't bad either. But then by the fourth day, I'm like, I just want to do this again. So me and the kids just farted around and did other things. But we went with a couple other families and we had a blast. And Jimmy went, the kid's dad. We're not together anymore, but everybody.
Did the boyfriend go?
The boyfriend did not go. This was planned before he came in the picture.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was awesome. I know some people kind of looked at us sideways because we're posting pictures of like all 5
all
of
in the
us.
same car.
Yeah. All in the same condo.
Wait. So did
I'm sure your kids really loved it and really appreciated it.
I'm sure, but did the boy? At this point now, I'm not even caring. Did the boyfriend go? I'm super jealous right now.
No, first of all, the boyfriend trusts me 100.
I get that
billion%. So I mean, he knows. But so here's the funny thing that I have not told you guys yet is that the boyfriend turns out was friends with Jimmy back in high school.
You
Get
told us
out.
this.
Yeah, not on the air. I don't think
No,
I said.
I did
Oh.
not know that.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
So they have this old friendship from like a long time ago. So not only does he trust me, but he trusts Jimmy too. And you know, I told him anyone I got in a relationship with, I'm like, hey, my ex-husband is still part of my life. Like him and I are buds. Like we are great friends. And when it comes to family stuff, we're gonna sit together. We're gonna sit at graduations together. We're still gonna do holidays together.
It's
We're
awesome.
still gonna do
It's awesome.
So no, like Jimmy and I, we each had our own room in the condo. The car we rented was giant. And honest to God, me and Jimmy got along better than the married couples that came with us.
Yeah.
There was one night that we were at dinner and like they're fighting and me and Jimmy are like, shit, what do we do? Everybody's fighting with us.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But
that's great.
it was so much fun, and it was fun for you know, it was a
I
great
can't tell
time.
you how many people that I know that are in her situation where they break up, and the mom and the dad, they either, there's no gray area, is there? It's like you either hate them,
right,
or you are best friends with them. My mom and my dad, when they got divorced, eventually became in bed, were real good friends together.
Yeah.
But there's people out there that just cannot stand each other. And there's no getting in the same room for Thanksgiving. There's no getting in the same room for graduation.
And that sucks.
That sucks.
It sucks that those people cannot just start over and say, look, this was one part of my life. This is what you did to me, and I'll never forgive you for those things. But starting going forward, like, I'm just going to be the bigger person. I'm just going to, and I fully expect next time we go on vacation, the boyfriend's probably going to come with me. And if Jimmy's dating someone, she'll come too.
Yeah.
Because it's
now, would that be a little weird? We're out in Jamaica and your husband is next door with his girlfriend, and you're.
Well, see, Jamaica sounds kind of like romantic. I don't think we'd go like on a romantic getaway with like our couple or our other ones. But it's just, I don't think any of us would do anything to make it weird. But like if we wanted to go to like the lake for the weekend or something with the kids and boyfriend and girlfriend comes, it'd be no problem.
So you got to wait for Jimmy to get a girlfriend then.
Yeah, he's definitely dating, and he's, you know.
So you're past that threshold. So there's that weird threshold when you're like, we're dating. Okay, maybe you'll call today. Maybe you won't. So you're past that threshold. Like now, if you guys split up, it's a deal.
They're way past that.
So you're way.
You mean the boyfriend?
Yeah.
Oh, we've been dating 4 months.
4 damn months.
Isn't that crazy?
Because of us. Good job.
Because of you, Eric.
Because
you did such a great job.
That's right.
But hey, don't you think it depends though on the situation and the reason for the divorce? I feel like the people that I know that had like a huge bombshell that caused the breakup, I think that those are really hard to repair sometimes because there's so much bitterness.
That's
so
very
much
different. That's
resentment.
very different.
Are there kids involved? That's my question. Are there kids involved? Because they don't need to see anything. In my opinion, they don't need to see a mom and a dad not like each other actively.
I agree.
And then but the trust issues too, though. Those came when you trust each other or around each other. I mean,
that's the thing is like, I completely trust Jimmy to find somebody great to add to our family. I'm not,
But what if she doesn't like, that's a dynamic. What if Jimmy's girl doesn't likes Jimmy, but says, what are you doing going out of town with your ex?
Well,
that would suck.
That's going to be something she's going to have to work through. That's something
that Jimmy would have to work out with his significant other. I'm not involved in that. I mean, but I really trust that Jimmy will pick somebody that fits in well. Jimmy's never been the type to date like, super horrible bitchy women,
but you don't know someone is super horrible when you finally. Sometimes you got to get through the hard shell and go, oh, super horrible bitchy woman.
Here's the thing: anybody Jimmy dates, I am going to be incredibly easy to get along with because I want it. I want this to all work.
So you'll win them over.
I should. I mean, unless they're, I'm not too worried about it.
I love your relationship. I love that you guys are secure enough that where no one's jealous in that thing. That's gold. You got to be real careful who you let Jimmy bring in.
And like
give me his phone number. I'll call him.
Yeah, I was going to say, tell Jimmy to bring her in. And
Elliot Davis wants to talk to him.
Yeah.
Jimmy and I never had those big bombshells. Like nobody cheated on each other. Nobody hates each other. Nobody had a secret family the other one didn't know about. If
you can't overcome that stuff.
So you can't overcome it.
And if somebody lies to you and you catch them, that's hard to overcome.
You cannot overcome it, but you can bet your your ass that I could
You can
swallow
try.
it to hang around with my
The
kids.
Yes.
And I bet your ass I could be with my kids and not trash the other parent, no matter how bad it went.
Mhm.
Because
Okay.
I'm a grown ass woman. Like, especially if you're a kid.
You're the exception, not the rule. You know that, right?
I shouldn't be.
Well,
I
you are
shouldn't
the
be.
exception, not the rule.
You know, if any kids have ever grown up in a family that was either divorced or married but disliked each other and had one parent always ragging on the other, it's the worst thing ever.
Yeah.
It is just, it just breaks you down. And
Yeah.
so, there's just no reason for it.
I was fortunate.
See, and like the kids just come first. That's all.
Yeah.
It's really not that hard.
Yeah. My parents are still together, after, 53 years. And I remember like vividly the few fights that they had when we were kids. I'll never forget them. You know what I mean? So I can't imagine if there was
fights every day.
And God knows what else going on every day.
Oh man, we could get into a whole show about that. It's abusive. I think it's abuse to a child whose brain is still forming to see the parents fighting in front of them.
It's not
1,000,000%.
It's just not fair.
Because they look at it as normalized. Now they're going to bring that into whatever they go into. Hey, can I talk to you for a second?
You live in a war zone.
Right.
Yeah.
You live like walking around, bombs, or what are the ones that are in the ground that you don't know about? Landmines. That's what it is.
Yeah, it's true.
So, our kids, and I think what's great for our kids to see me and Jimmy hang out for such a long period of time and still get along, because they see us here and there. It's Thanksgiving or something like that. But yeah.
Okay. So how many nights did you go? 4?
So I was supposed to stay 4 nights. No, I was supposed to stay 5 nights and I stayed 4.
Okay.
Jimmy couldn't stay the whole time. He had to leave after like 3 days because he had some other commitments back here.
Yeah.
So I made it 4 nights and then we went to Graceland on the way home because I'm such a busy person. I cannot just sit on the beach for 3 days. Like that was my max. I was like, I'm done. I'm ready to go. My daughter had a fish in her butt crack.
At least it wasn't a jellyfish.
These little minnows were out one day. Out one day, and you're in the water, and they're poking at your leg. They're swimming into you and all this crap. And some girls were getting them like in their swimsuit top and stuff.
Oh my gosh.
And then we get back to the condo and my daughter's getting ready to take a shower and she goes in the bathroom and I hear her like scream. And I'm like, what the hell is wrong? There was a minnow in the back of her swimsuit that I guess the poor thing suffocated while she walked up from the beach to the shower. But yeah.
Oh, wow.
Did you go to the USS
that would have
Alabama?
freaked me out.
No, we didn't go anywhere. We just went to the beach.
Yeah.
The other families with us went to stuff. There's like some old war stuff you can go look at. My kids have zero interest in that, and so do I.
Oh, that's a shame.
I'm not going to go look at old pieces of concrete.
Why? Right by where you were was where Geronimo was held at Fort whatever down in right off the Pensacola.
I would literally like die of boredom.
No, you would not.
Yes.
Oh, wait a minute. To think that you were sitting in the space that world history took place. That's very interesting stuff. You don't like history?
No. You know what's interesting is I got to sit in the same living room where Elvis was. Now that excited me. Like
the jungle room. You were in the jungle room.
Yes.
Does Elvis's house not remind you of a really bad Park Charles house in St. Charles, Missouri?
It's something about it, man. That place is so haunted. That place is so haunted.
It's just not a mansion.
It's just dark.
It looks like a house in the St. Peter's area from 1970.
Right, but back then it was a mansion.
I guess.
Yeah, he was pimping.
If I was to go down in that basement, I go, this is not enough room. I got to get out of here. I need another.
Yeah, it's not big.
This is not a 9-foot pour, Vic.
No, but it's neat to see how he had it decorated.
And it's crazy to be in his actual house.
Yeah.
You can touch the walls. It was just, I'd been to Graceland one other time, but it'd been like 20 years. And so, taking my kids was fun because they love music and so it was great. So no, history does not excite me. Pop culture does.
Really?
Did you know that Elvis is still alive?
He was for a while. Like I'm telling you, he was for a while.
No.
Listen, I had to give an influencer, like a persuasive speech in high school. And I did my entire speech on why Elvis was still alive. And my teacher said it was the greatest speech she's ever seen in her entire career.
Well, what was your
Really?
thesis? Tell me.
Well, there's so many things, like the body at during
the casket that
Yeah.
we saw, everybody saw in the rags.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, everybody saw like beads of sweat on his body.
No, I saw him as a younger Elvis.
Well, dead bodies don't sweat,
and they don't get younger.
but a wax air conditioned body would sweat.
Aha.
They said that his sideburn was like starting to come off. It looked like it was glued on.
It could have been.
They spelled his name wrong on his grave. His middle name is spelled with 1 A and they spelled it with 2. Let's see what else. All of his, so when you look at the autopsy, like all of his stomach contents, everything was destroyed pre-autopsy. So there's no real medical like evidence that he died.
But if you're Elvis Presley, Kelly,
yeah,
is your story going to be, okay, we're taking your ass out today. You're going to be on the toilet and you're going to have a bunch of pills shoved in your face. Is that really how you want to go out?
No, maybe he didn't pick how it happened, but he was very involved with like the government and the Secret Service, and he had been in the military. And I don't know. Have you guys seen the Elvis movie?
This is the
Good.
beginning.
How did we get into Elvis?
This is how you got interested in crime stories. I can tell.
Right?
It was?
1986, and you
Yes.
saw a rag. It schnooks, and you went, "That's not Elvis."
Jason was awesome.
Yeah.
I got my
And
Elvis
you're gonna
driver's
prove it.
license.
Yeah.
We found out your origins of why you're into the crime stuff.
I guess so. But maybe he didn't really pick the toilet. I don't know.
That's a fair question. You're the number one
Right.
artist on the you're over the Beatles, for
Yeah,
God's
yeah.
sakes, and you're gonna say, "All right, here's how it's gonna go, people.
Yeah.
You're gonna say that I was on the toilet. I'm gonna get off the toilet, and here's the pills. I'm gonna dump a little bit
Yeah.
over here, right here,
Oh,
and then we're just gonna go to Jamaica for a while. How's that sound? All right, get them. And that doesn't make sense. That's the only part that I'm like, why don't you say, "Oh, I'm gonna get in the number 5 car at Daytona and I'm gonna smash
I'm
into
gonna
the wall."
smash into the because there's people there. I mean, I don't know. I don't know why he would have picked the toilet, but
Andy
It's-
was swollen. Andy looked like, the biggest drug addict, which,
Yes.
everybody knew he was, but,
And then in the
Yeah.
casket, he looks like so young and perfect. Because
That's true.
so maybe he didn't die. Maybe that wasn't his body in the casket, though. Maybe he looked so bad at that point in his life that his family was like, "Hey, call the wax museum people.
Mhm.
Tell them
Yes.
to sculpt up a dead Elvis for us,
Yeah.
because we don't
I mean,
we don't
it
want to
could-
put his
could be.
fat ass in the
Yeah.
coffin with
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there wasn't like Botox and stuff back then. So
That's true.
yeah.
How do you go out of circulation though as Elvis? That's the other thing. Is
There-
I don't care how much work you did.
yeah.
You still know that's Elvis.
Have you seen some of the pictures? For a long time, it was that he was living in Kalamazoo, Michigan with Muhammad Ali. Like that was like the big story, was that Muhammad Ali was hiding him in Kalamazoo.
Yeah.
And there was like all these sightings in this small town in Michigan. And
Yeah, but eventually you're gonna be like, "I'm Elvis Presley. I want to go somewhere," and you go somewhere, and
but
they're like, "You're busted."
that's why he disappeared, because he couldn't go anywhere. He couldn't go anywhere. He had to rent out an entire amusement park just to take his daughter to it. So
Mm.
I don't think he liked that life anymore. And it just,
You know what? It is better, in my opinion, that a rock star of that level disappeared
yeah.
than to fade out as an 89-year-old dude playing in Branson, Missouri.
So some of the greatest musicians in our lifetime would not be great if they didn't die. Because
Kurt Cobain,
yeah,
Jimi Hendrix.
Yes.
Of course.
because we got the best of them.
Yeah.
Of course we
And
did.
because we're not very nice to people who age, in society,
Yeah.
or if they try a different type of music,
Yeah.
or
But Mick Jagger is the exception to that rule. That
Yeah.
dude just played a show that Kevin, our friend, went to, and he looked like he was 50
That's
or
crazy.
40. I was like,
Yeah.
he's moving around the stage more than most of the people in my band.
That's awesome. I went and saw Elton John, and he could hardly
Yeah.
walk. They had him on a little piano.
Oh, you
that,
talked about that.
the little piano
Yeah.
traveled around the stage like a little Tonka truck. Like it would just like, and he would just wave. And he did a great show, but it was very
Right.
clear that
How
Yeah.
old is he now?
he's
Elton John.
probably almost 80.
Oh my
I would think.
gosh. I'm,
If you
I'm
guys-
impressed that
Who,
he's
Elton
still
John?
going out.
Is he that old?
Damn, I'll
Man,
look
if
it up
you
in a sec.
what I invite you guys to do is go watch Genesis's last show. Do you guys know who
Yes.
and Phil Collins?
Mhm.
Because I remember Phil is a spry guy jumping all over
Yeah.
the place. He went out of show business on a cane and in a wheelchair practically. He was completely infirmed. I was like, That's not how you want to go out as a rock star, man.
Mhm.
Do these people run out of money and so they have to
No,
go back out, or
they
do they
love what they're
just
doing.
want it that
I
bad?
think
Yeah.
they love what they're
The
doing.
same thing with athletes.
Yes.
You can't get that feeling. You can't
You
buy
can't.
that feeling.
Yeah.
That feeling of being cheered for. That feeling of
But
people
my
wanting
God,
you.
Janie
or
Lane
chanting
committed
your name.
suicide. The guy from a Warrant, because he couldn't get that feeling anymore. I mean, that I'm not a celebrity. Depression is a real thing.
Sure,
like
sure.
Yes.
Well, look at the veterans. I mean, that's a perfect example. So when they come back, they don't know who they are anymore. They've lost their identity. They're not in
Mhm.
charge of anything. They're not, out and having major responsibilities, and then they get back and they just don't know.
The big
who they
one
are.
is like child stars, that they had
Mhm.
all this attention when they were younger, and then they grow
Mhm.
up and they're
Corey
just
Feldman.
they're just a regular person, and they're like, what do I do? Corey Feldman is still performing.
I saw him the other
He
night.
just
Well, I
opened
didn't see him, but he
for-
was at Limp Bizkit.
Oh.
Yeah, he opened for Limp Bizkit.
I
Did he really?
I feel so sorry for him because he doesn't know that he's the joke.
But see,
Oh.
honestly,
I
he
feel
looks
sorry for him.
he looks so happy up there that I'd rather him be delusional and think that he's amazing.
Now, I saw Corey at the Diamond Music Hall with 6 people in the place.
Yeah.
And I was sitting there not looking at him like he's a musician, but I was like, this is a freak show.
This is a freak
I was
show.
like, that's a Lost Boy star
Yeah.
right there.
Uh-huh.
And I kept calling him Corey Ham, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well,
It's-
Name. Sorry.
The
Well,
Corys were very
Yeah.
close.
Well, this is our
And
free
he
for all.
was number 2
Yes.
of the
Mhm.
Corys.
Yes.
So yeah.
Yeah.
This is our free
Ooh.
for all Friday show.
Okay.
We got Kelly Manno in, Eric Johnson. We've got Megan Marie Moret, Vic Faust, Projo running everything. Okay, you got a big announcement. All I know is I think every single person in here, maybe not Megan, I don't know, has said you should be on a stage doing comedy.
Dun,
You
dun,
have said
dun.
you should be on a stage doing comedy, but you don't have time for it. You weren't into it.
I don't have
What the hell is going on? Kelly, you're going big time,
Wait a
more
minute,
big
what?
time on us.
so I am doing a stand-up show
Yes.
in Nashville on September 1st with some other Gen X content creators. There's 4 of us total, and it sold out in 2 days.
It's unbelievable.
What is your-
Congratulations.
Give me some.
Give you what?
Just go riff. Go.
oh, I have no.
Give me some.
I don't have a damn clue what I'm going to say on that stage.
You don't.
When is this?
Yes.
Oh.
Okay,
my
when is this going to happen
gosh.
again?
September 1st.
September 1st,
We each get like 15 minutes on our
a Friday
own.
night.
Yeah.
A Friday. Do you know where you're?
No, it's on a Sunday night actually because it's Labor Day weekend.
Okay, Sunday night
Yeah.
in
Nashville.
Nashville. What location or where are you going to be? Doing?
The Third Coast Comedy, but it's sold out. So there is an after party that's not sold out. If anybody is in the Nashville area or wants to come, we rented a huge arcade, and it's got like all the old school 90s games, and it's got bowling and all this stuff. And if you go to genxtakeover.com, it will give you the information. So
Give me a
Wow.
topic.
well, I mean, like
You've had to have thought about this before.
listen, being like public speaking is very easy for
I
me.
understand, but you have to. But you have topics that you're. Even if you don't have a joke, you can talk about.
I will do the same thing I do on social media, which is get up and say the same thing
Yeah.
over and over and over again and
Yeah.
just say it in a different way.
Mhm.
Oh my God, who drank out of a garden hose? Oh, like, I
It's that easy.
Yeah.
right. It's
Yeah.
it's not hard
Yeah.
to, especially when I know my audience so well.
Yeah.
Because it's not like random people I don't know. This is called Gen X takeover. So it's going to
Mhm.
be my generation of people. So just,
You need to get like a Gen Zer up there that will be like your straight man. That
you
can
want to
go
know
against.
what's funny is that so he does not listen to the show. He's still sleeping. My son, Rocky, bless his heart, he's 19.
Mhm.
He is Gen X or Gen Z to his core. He's coming to the show. He bought tickets because he didn't want to miss his mom doing stand-up on
Okay.
stage. So him and his girlfriend are gonna go.
Okay.
And I think part of my bit is just gonna be ripping on him
Mhm.
and then being like, surprise, he's been in the third row the whole time.
Oh.
Like
Yeah.
I thought about that.
Is he
Mhm.
amenable to that? Could he?
yes,
he-
yes.
Because if you do, here's the thing about show business, Kelly. Let me teach you a few things.
Okay, I'm here to learn.
Things stick, and when
Yeah.
something sticks,
Mhm.
you can't get rid of it.
Yeah.
So if your bit even if
Yeah.
subconsciously or consciously going after your son who's a Gen, it will be, that's you, that's your brand forever.
Well,
and I think that's a good one, by the way.
Well, I think in general, like making fun of all my kids is like super easy for me.
Yeah.
And then the fact that he's just going to be there because he thought like he's going to come support his mom, and half my content's going to be about him and he doesn't know it.
Yeah.
Is like the best Gen X parent
he's going to be like this the entire time. That's cute though.
Yeah, he'll probably eat it up, but it is cute that he wants to see me and he's going to drive down to Nashville to see me. But yeah, so it's myself and 3 other really large content creators on TikTok. And
do you know them?
I just know them from TikTok. I don't know them in person. They've all done appearances, meet and greets, stuff like that. You guys know I've never done anything like that. So this is going to be very new for me.
Do they have an influencer con?
Oh yeah, they have like VidCon and
VidCon. Is that Vegas thing?
I don't know where it is. I don't go to any of it.
So are you going to start?
No, I don't. I just it's not my whole personality. So like some people when they have a job, like it is their whole personality. So like let's take for example police officers. I know police officers who have blue line tattoos and everything that they do and show to people is that they are a police officer, right? Yeah. And they're proud of it and they love it and they eat, sleep, and die being a cop. And I'll have other friends that I'm like, wait, you're a cop? I had no idea because they don't talk about it a ton. And I feel like also in social media for some people, it is their whole entire personality is being a content creator because they love it so much. Whereas like, it is not my whole life. Like when I turn that camera off, I'm done. Like I'm doing my own shit. I don't,
Yeah.
So no, I don't.
But you're going to get drug into it. That's the thing about this world is like, you don't have 1,000,000% control over your life.
You don't have 1,000,000% control, but I don't do anything I don't want to do. Period. Yeah. I don't do anything I don't want to do because I don't have to. So I'm doing this stand-up. I don't have to do this.
Yeah.
And I'm only doing it with the safety net of the other 3 people that are coming with me. Cause I've been offered stand-up a billion times, but I'm not going to go on the road by myself. You know how lonely that would be? And then
I think so
to have these other 3 people with me, and there is already talks about future dates and what's going to happen in 2025. But these people are all my age. They all have kids too. So I think that we'll pretty much be on the same page of like how much we will and won't work.
Yeah.
There is going to be a cruise that I've already said, no.
A cruise
but these days,
a Gen X cruise.
These days they can fly you in real quick and fly you out.
That's true.
They
could.
Yeah, for people who fly.
Oh,
there we go again.
See.
Yeah. Well, I think you have guts of steel. I mean, I really do.
Either that or it's total delusion.
Well, either way, that you're going and you're doing that because comedy, I can't even imagine. I would be the most unfunny person.
Right.
I could practice my entire life and it just would not work for me. So I would get up there and just be like, well, I'd get booed off in like the first 10 seconds. I would, trust me. But so I think it's awesome that you're doing that. And I can't even begin to imagine where you are going to get your material, how it comes together.
I mean, like, yes, you can. You should go.
Well,
just riff on cassette tapes real fast. Go on.
No, well, I'm not.
Here, I tell you,
my brain is not awake enough, but I promise I will walk out on that stage with about 3 talking points in my head. And that's it. And as long as I remember those 3 things,
yes,
I'll just, because it's only 15 minutes.
But it's 15 minutes. Ooh, I'd be, oh gosh.
Oh my God. I would be like, they'd be hooking me off the stage.
See, public speaking comes so easy to me that I'm not even worried about it.
Yeah, but I enjoy that as well. I do. I enjoy public speaking, but I'm more of like a serious nature type person, if you guys haven't been able to tell. So for me to get up there and just like go all, loosey goosey.
Yeah.
Oh, it would never work. I mean, that's a talent. It's a skill.
Kelly, almost 23 years ago.
Yep.
Had one of the best times of my life. And I may have told you and I may not have. I was a celebrity comedian at Deja Vu in Columbia, Missouri. So they took local celebrities to come in and do a 5-minute or 10-minute skit.
Yeah.
We worked with an actual comedian to write material. It was one of the most exciting things. I remember it like it was yesterday. I mean, I played football, 50, 60, 70, 80,000 people, and doing comedy and seeing people laugh was one of the coolest things I've ever done.
Yeah. I mean,
by far.
That is
so true.
That is why I do what I do for a living.
And it goes by like that.
Yeah.
Boom. fast.
The reason that I love social media so much is with my content, I know I make people smile. I know I make their day better. I love whenever I run into like a girl and she's like, oh my God, me and my mom bond over your material so much. We send each other your videos all day long. And I'm like, man, that's why I do this, you know, or like my dad was going through cancer treatments and everything was sad, but you made me laugh every day. And so, you know, I think that being on stage will probably be the same thing. But
I hope a part of your bit is going after Gen Z and millennials and just saying, I really do, because I know it's easy for us to go back to the 80s and go, and a lot of people don't understand the 80s. It's not your job to explain how cool the 80s is. It's your job, in my opinion, to show how stupid these
and I will to an extent, but you have to remember, I also have 3 Gen Z kids and I know them and all their friends and they're freaking awesome. So
they're awesome.
Yes. I mean, like I don't, and that's the other thing is that I tell people, I don't walk around in my real life like grumbling about Gen X all day. I don't actually hate millennials. I don't actually hate the Gen Z. It's an exaggerated personality of who I am. It's all authentic, but I'm not walking around all day being like, damn young Tide Pod eating motherfuckers. Like I'm not like that's not I'm not that pressed about it. I'm just not. I don't care. I'm gonna be dead and gone by the time they ruin shit. So like
gosh, I wish I could say that I did not walk around all day and talk about Kamala Harris and Joe Biden and Donald Trump, but I do. So maybe I need to work on that, on thinking and doing other things outside of that.
I have a whole other life outside of my job that has not like, it's just my job has never been my whole personality and it never will. And so, you know, being a content creator, it's not like as soon as I finish work for the day, I'm like, oh my God, what am I going to do tomorrow?
Talking about that content creator stuff. How does a day in the, I don't think I've ever asked this. This is like Elliot Davis type stuff. I'm getting to the bottom of it.
All right.
How do you, what does your day look like? You wake up, I'm sure there's a cup of coffee in there. What happens? Because you say that that's your job. How does that day look?
Like, so I get up about like 7:30.
Okay, so early.
Take care of a billion animals. And then check my email by like 8:30 or 9. I'm working out. And then by 10, I'm in the shower. And then really from like 11 to 3 is my main workspace. So like today I have to go home and write 2 scripts.
For what?
One is for a pasta company and one is for Pink.
Who's Pink? Oh, Pink, the rock star.
Pink hired me.
Oh, they did.
Oh, wow. We were gonna do the drum, and you just said
I'm sorry, but
she just walked into it. It's like I just stepped in the mud.
So we'll get to her in a minute. We'll get to her in a minute. But those are the 2 scripts that I have to write today. I have to submit them to be approved. And then I have a revision that I got to do on one video I made earlier this week, and then on top of that, I have to mix in funny content. So I got to write something funny to do as well, because I can't just do ads.
Okay.
Answer a lot of emails, go through promotion for this upcoming Gen X takeover tour. TikTok Shop is a big thing where I sell different products on that. So I'll have to check in with my merch people for my Gen X t-shirts. I mean, it is a whole ass job. When I'm given like this is like a nationwide pasta company. They're like, here, make pasta funny, go.
Make it funny.
Okay, well, rewind back to Pink. So you're writing a script for her, and what is this for exactly?
It's not for her. So you know, this started with Kiss, right? They hired me to come and meet them and promote their concert. And then it happened with New Kids on the Block. So I went and did it with them, and then I get another phone call from Live Nation, and they're like, "Well, you would be perfect for Pink." And I'm like, oh my God. So they give me that. They're like, we want you to come and be like in the front row. I don't think I get to meet her. It's some kind of VIP package. Like I've gotten to meet everybody else, but I don't think I get to meet her. Here's the problem though. The Pink concert in St. Louis is on the same night as Blink-182. And I've had tickets to Blink-182 since the day it went on sale.
Wait, this is the concert I wanted to go to. I was offered Blink-182 concerts.
Let him go in your
I have waited like over a decade for Blink-182
and this
to
could
reunite.
be the last shows.
Exactly.
It is. It's going to be the last.
This could be it.
I originally had turned Pink down and said, I don't think I can't. Plus the tickets that I got to Blink-182, like I planned it all. I was the one who was like, hey, we got to get these tickets. Like I planned this with everyone. And so again, to me, like how cool would it be to have the clout to say I worked for Pink, but then also like I'm a real person who has like integrity and shit to my friends.
Yeah.
And I don't want to just ditch them for like a cooler opportunity. So it worked out great. She's going to be in Chicago, like 2 weeks later. So they're going to send me to her Chicago show.
There you go.
Oh,
And
good
so
for you.
basically I have to write the script of how I'm going to promote her tour from my point of view, like why I would want to go. And for her, I think it goes back to a lot of the mother-daughter things, that there's very few artists that can breach that mother-daughter gap where they're cool to both generations. And she's one of the very few that's been able to do it. So I think my content will kind of come from that. The pasta one, I have no idea.
What can you say what company it is?
About what?
The company.
The company.
The pasta company.
Oh, I don't.
It's the Olive Garden, isn't it?
No, it's the box pasta in the store.
Oh.
Maria.
One of them, I don't know.
How do you make it funny? Why do you gotta make it funny?
Well, I mean, I'm not going to make it funny. I think I'm going to fit it into like regular life of like, you're so busy all the time, but it's so easy to make pasta. Just make pasta. Like that's what we're going to have for dinner.
It's like the old TV. It's like the old TV dinner commercials. Remember that? The mom would take it out of the freezer, put it in the oven. Remember that?
Right.
Swanson's.
So there's got to be a way I can incorporate that with my busy life and then recruit my kids to be in a couple funny scenes to like talk about, how crazy life is. Just make pasta. I mean, that's just, again, that's the first thing in my brain. I have to sit down today, brainstorm, write it out, and then submit it to my agent. And then they submit it to the company. And then I find out if I'm clear to shoot or not.
So is business going good?
Business is going amazing. It's never been a better time to be a content creator. And it just, I keep seeing all these people online that are so hateful. They're like, oh my God, do you know how much influencers make? Bang. I'm like, if you shut up long enough to actually study it and do it yourself and sit in front of the camera and say something logical instead of bitching about how much money other people make, you could be making that money, dumbass. Yeah. And it's like, no.
But those people are always out there.
They are.
We hear them all the time.
But if my thing is, doesn't it become so saturated? And not everybody.
Will.
I'm sorry. Is this so? There's a trillion bands in St. Louis.
Yeah.
There's 10 that are doing really good.
Yeah.
Is that kind of the same thing?
Yes. There's the ones that are doing really good because you can see I get rehired by the same companies over and over and over again because I do a good job for them. Yeah. I mean, sometimes when I first started like really getting paid for this, as a content creator, I would turn something in and like, oh my God, thank you so much for turning that in on time. Yeah. And I'm like, of course I turned it in on time.
Yeah, we come from radio. Radio has deadlines.
Well, but they're also used to working with 20-year-old kids who live in mansions and trying to give those kids brand deals tanked because they're not responsible. So I'm doing fantastic. I am so blessed. I can't believe I get to do this for a living every day. It is ridiculous. And one of the things I always tell parents is that we've got this whole generation of kids who are like, what they want to do for a living is like, they want to be a YouTuber, or they want to be this or that. Like parents don't shit on their dreams because there are really smart kids out there making really amazing content and they're millionaires. And it's not just a flash in the pan. They're rolling it over into merch and they are growing with their audience. And God, it's a big thing. I still get questions from, well, I want to be a reporter. I want to go in. I was like, make sure you know exactly what it means to be a news reporter now. When you can go off and do all kinds of things and create your own content. Yeah. You don't have to go do this in college and pay tons of money. No. Not saying I'm not saying don't go to college. I'm just saying there's so many opportunities now. The landscape has changed.
I'm saying don't go to college.
It is. I am too. It is completely changed. And that's where all these people who sit and bitch about it have not realized that these companies, like take, for example, Kiss, they could have put their money into radio and television and just ran television ads saying Kiss is going on tour and put it in the 6 to 8 p.m. slot and hope that the demo of 35 to 55 see it and hope that those persons then buy a ticket when they can hire me and I've got my trigger right on the bullseye of their audience. Yeah. And I've got 2.7 million on one platform and I can put it straight out to those people.
Is this luck? Are you
fuck no?
No, it's no. I'm serious. It's like, no. Is this something where it's like, is it all trial and error? You throw spaghetti against the wall and see what sticks, and then if it doesn't, you move on. How's it work? You
know how some people are born and they can just sing well. And then there's other people who have the same vocal cords and everything, and they just can't sing. Yeah. There's some people who are natural at it. So I'm natural at it. And then I've perfected it on the business side. And that's why it worked. But it's not luck at all. Yeah. I will say that the only thing that comes from luck is that I was brave enough to do stupid dances on TikTok in 2020. And I look back on all my friends that literally made so much fun of me. And I'm like, how's your 9 to 5?
Yeah, right. If it wasn't for that, It's like Van Halen 1. It was the best album ever. And that's what people remember.
Yeah.
The dances are your Van Halen 1.
I took a chance.
Yeah.
And then I evolved with the platform.
Yeah.
I didn't stick my heels in the mud and say like, no, I don't want it to change. I want to keep doing dances. I evolved with the platform.
Yeah.
I know my audience so well. And I'm great at predicting behavior. So
do you have Gen Zs coming after you like, hey, let's get on camera together?
Oh, yeah. But like, I mean, I don't take it that serious.
Because the guy that really was stuck out to me that was famous in your circle was the one that says, you guys really drank out of hoses or whatever that was. That's the one that I keep sticking in my brain.
So his name is Andrew.
So you know him.
Oh my God. I did an entire sit down interview with him and we laughed about it.
Yeah.
Because
I remember that.
I didn't know that.
When I make these mean videos about people and like make fun of them, like I'm human.
I don't think it's mean.
I'm not some bully. So like, I'll be like, hey, look, I made this video insulting you. It's just in good fun. Don't think I really hate you in real life because these are real people that have kids and people who love them. And I'm not in the market of, bullying anybody ever, but I can riff and give people shit and then make sure that they know like, hey, this doesn't really matter to me in real life.
But
like,
does anybody get mad at you? Like, screw you.
Oh
Gen
God!
X.
Oh my God! You should hear. I should read some of my.
Let's go.
You want me to read my hate mail?
I'll put on the.
Do you have some that you can
Oh
find?
my God! All the time.
Okay,
if
so
you can find it.
While you're looking for this,
I can find it because my daughter read it at dinner the other night.
Okay, so you are natural at this. I mean, you have to have a talent and natural skill for it.
Yes.
But what would you say, because you are doing so well and you've got millions of followers, what's like your point of difference? Like what makes you different than all of the other thousands and thousands of creators out there?
Authenticity.
Yeah.
100% authenticity. A lot of people will just try to make content that they think other people will like. Rather than making content that you like.
And so be who you are.
Yeah. There's a group of kids out of California that, so I don't know how my past got crossed with them, but all they do is they build skateboards and now they're getting into surfboards. And now I'm watching them and I'm like, it really just started out with them doing tricks on skateboards and saying, hey, I built this thing. And then some kid said, well, can you build one for me? Can you build one for me? And then they started to, so it's authenticity in what you're doing. They love skateboarding. They made money by selling a skateboard. And then they just built a business out of it. She's
100%.
She's the Gen X queen, for God's sakes.
Yeah.
I mean, it like I said, it's really authenticity that will save you every time. Because even if I have a video that doesn't, some people will make a video and if it doesn't do well, they'll like freak out and take it down. I don't give a shit. Like, I don't care if you see my low numbers. That's part of this business is, it just goes up and down. Now, if I read any of these, there's going to be like a lot of cuss words though.
Go ahead. What is this is cable. It's not even cable. It's internet.
I mean, like a lot of cuss words. Hang on.
All right, go ahead.
So I get hate mail and then I send it to my family to laugh at. And then the other night, my daughter read this at dinner to the entire table. So
here we go.
Let me see.
This is good stuff.
Give me a good one. Give me a good one.
Okay.
Now this is Gen Z, correct?
Yeah.
And this is a free for all Friday.
Yes.
Rocket. Get some.
Look, we know you're Gen X. We know your parents neglected you. We get it. Now shut the fuck up. You're an annoying twat. Nobody cares. Nobody gives a single fucking damn other than Gen X who wants to flex that they had shitty lives. Oh, I'm tough because my parents would have let me die in the streets. Okay, good for you. Now, please shut the actual fuck up. Holy shit, I hate you so much. And don't say I could just block you because, and don't say I can just block you because I see your shitty videos everywhere because everybody shares them. So she's like, I tried blocking you and it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Nobody cares. And don't say, oh, well, you cared enough to write this message.
There
If
you
I
go.
have to explain that to you, then then I'm going to be more disappointed with you. So yeah, I hope you get hit by a bus and turn into a vegetable for the rest of your life. You sorry old bitch.
Did you respond?
Wow.
Did you respond?
No.
Wow.
Why would I?
I hope
No,
you get
no
hit
need to
by a
respond.
bus.
No
You
need
should
to
say,
res-
go
no
to your
need to
room, young
respond.
lady. Anyway.
Let me tell you.
Here, give me another one.
Another one?
Come on, man.
Oh, for God's sakes.
Give me another one.
Hey, Kelly, first of all, stop attributing your motherfucking inbred hillbilly bullshit as Gen X.
Yes.
You get some Gen X stuff right, but a lot of the bullshit that you spew out isn't even Gen X. It's just your motherfucking hillbilly inbred generation, and it's all fucking bullshit. You come from the dumb cousin fucker types. Keep your dumb cousin fucking shit to your motherfucking self.
Wow.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
Wait a minute, hang on. There's one that says like, fuck you. I hope you get the fucking experience of the horror of rape.
Yeah.
Oh my word.
Yeah.
What?
No, like that. This is normal. Yeah.
What did you do to them that was so
This
horrible?
is
Nothing.
Eric. These are people in life.
Nothing.
People just want to hurt people.
Yeah.
They just want to jump on and attack you.
Yeah.
They don't warn you. Well, there are people that are sensitive out there.
There are.
You're not that person. You work for DC Chimes, so you're a lot like this.
Even my boyfriend, he's like, I could not do this for a living. I could not do what you do. I could not let shit like that slide. But because here's the thing, I could clap back at one of those kids in a way that would put them in therapy for a fucking decade. But it would take a minute out of my day, and I don't have a minute.
You know, it's so funny.
But you're also not schizophrenic or mentally ill. And those people there, they're not well.
Why would I want that person sent me that message and then sat at their computer just waiting for me to reply?
So
hoping you get
waiting, refreshing their phone. Did she read it yet? Oh my God, she read it. Okay, she's got to send me something back. Nope.
No, so
death threats, sexual assault threats.
Yeah.
Oh,
rape threats. So Platinum Rock Legends, we have that same thing. People will message us and they'll go, "We saw your show last night in Des Moines, Iowa, and I just want to tell you, I'm disgusted. You guys suck balls. I can't believe it."
Literally, you guys suck balls.
And it's like that. It's like that kind of stuff. And then we have an autoresponder that says, "Thank you for contacting us. We'll get back in touch."
Yeah. Have a blessed day.
Yeah.
Yes.
Have a blessed day.
That is so, you know what? That's what I need to do is next time the hate mail is pretend like I have an auto response on.
And put you on a pedestal. I would love to be able to reach out to my favorite star and have them respond.
So your daughter was reading those things at dinner?
Yeah, it was hilarious.
Now, are those on the post or are those messages to you?
So no, those are direct messages to me. Yeah. There is people write mean stuff under the comments as well, but it's usually not as bad. And I don't take any of those down unless it's something that I think is going to hurt my kids. Like if I think it's like, I'm not going to leave up a comment where somebody says they hope I get raped. Like I'm not going to leave that up for my kids.
If you're a public figure, you need to deal with public criticism.
Yeah.
No, I went through it.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Literally,
I had a lot of people wanted me dead 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I went through it. I know. And you know what? It changes you. You're a strong person, but that stuff you start reading, you're like, okay, now I can deal with anything. Yeah. Anything that comes to me, I can deal with it. And I know it.
What a stranger thinks of me on the internet does not even move my give a fuck meter this much.
Yeah, that's unusual. There's a lot of sensitive females out there.
Is it delusion? I don't know what's wrong.
No,
with me.
it's not. You got thick media skin.
Well, it's in real life too.
Media skin.
It's in real life too. If somebody didn't like me, I really don't care.
If you were to go back at Gen Z, like say,
you are.
If you were to go, all right, my turn, you would put them in a corner for the next month and crying, sucking their thumb,
right?
Because they don't have that media skin.
Right. Now I could do that, but I'm not a mean person in general. I just don't take shit. So if I were to reply to them this horrible, mean thing, then there would be people out there that only saw that side of it and they didn't see what the other person wrote me first. And then suddenly I'm becoming a villain to all these people because I'm fine with people not liking me when I deserve it. Like if I'm if
someone on your level does that to you, now it's game on. So if someone that's on like a Paris Hilton, if she would say this Kelly Manno thing, this whole Gen Z X stuff is garbage, then you would have to volley.
You bet your ass. You want to know why? Because when you reach a certain level of success, you don't bark at smaller dogs.
Exactly.
So if a smaller dog is barking at me, I'm not. But if it's a bigger dog, let's fucking go.
Opportunity accepted.
Right. Because I'm gonna use your audience, which is what the people down here are trying to do by making me mad. But I'm just like this. I'm just laser focused.
Because they mean it.
So
and they are looking at you like maybe we can build this audience a little bit more.
I had a YouTuber that has like 250,000 followers. He's like a young Gen Zer. He made like a 10-minute video about how much he doesn't like me. And I texted my kids because he's really big with kids. I'm like, hey, just so you know, this guy made a video about mom. Just remember, mom doesn't care. You guys don't need to care either. But I went online and I was like, hey, like, don't bully this kid on behalf of me because I don't need it. I don't need people to stick up for me. I don't care if this kid doesn't like me or not. I don't care if his followers doesn't.
You don't
like
even
me
have to kill him with kindness. You just don't even have to respond.
Yeah, like
that's even better. Eddie Van Halen doesn't care that someone doesn't like him.
Yeah, I could.
It's not like you had a relationship with them.
No. Like I care about the people in my life. I want the people in my life to forgive me, and I'll apologize to them, and I will sit and hear them out if I've done something wrong.
Yeah.
But if you're a stranger to me,
Kelly, I love you. Exactly.
Yeah, or you're, and the other thing that's big is like if there's somebody in your life that's horrible to you, like you don't have to forgive everybody.
Right.
Forgiveness is overrated.
Yeah,
I've been told that recently.
Yeah.
I was like, what? Just forgive them.
It's a biblical thing.
Oh
I know
God,
that.
I was like, just forgive them.
When people say
I ain't forgiving shit.
Yeah, when people say like you need to forgive people for yourself, fuck that. No, I don't. I hate them, and I'm fine with that. Like literally, they could get hit by a bus tomorrow, and I'm not going to flinch.
Yeah.
So like, no, I don't get this whole forgive everybody. If somebody treats you like absolute shit with malicious intent, that's the thing. Because people make mistakes all the time.
Yeah.
People hurt people's
Damn, I'm
feelings all the
starting
time.
to get more like that, Kelly. You're winning me over.
I know, right? Like
I gotta be.
I really.
But isn't there anyone else in this room feel like no matter who it is, my charming personality can win them over? I don't care how much you hate me online. If we get in the same room, I'll win you.
In most cases, I
don't you
can.
feel like that?
Oh yeah.
Don't you? But so if you get that hate like coming this way, don't you feel like now I gotta go win them over?
Right. Well,
I do.
Yeah,
personally.
no, I'm one way, and
Yeah.
what you see is what you get, and I mean that 110%. What you see is what you
Yeah.
get, and I'm not.
But what you get is good.
But well, I can get angry too. But I see
Yeah.
what you're saying about forgiving people, and
Yeah.
you don't necessarily have to. I mean, it's good to forget and move on.
that's the easy part.
But when
yeah.
somebody does you wrong, you just know your boundaries, and there's
Right.
nothing wrong with that.
And
know,
anytime I say something that I think was misinterpreted or that would come across as purposely trying to hurt someone's feelings, I'll always clear that up and be like, hey, like I am not in the market of just waking up every day and being an asshole. Like there's I can't,
exactly.
I can't think
That's
of a
why
single,
I kill people with kindness. If
Yeah.
I know that they're
So
doing something
I
to me,
can't think of a single
I'll just be
time.
nice to them.
Yeah. I can't think of a single time in my life where I was the asshole first.
You're
Yeah.
a locker room chick.
Not intentionally.
I hate
Yeah.
to say it, but you're a locker room chick.
What does that mean?
It means that people can say things to other athletes in a locker room that you can't go out of the locker room and say in public.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't affect you
Yeah.
whatsoever.
Yeah. But
So you're an athletic mom. You're kind of a
oh yeah, and I was a athlete growing up, so
Yeah.
I'm used to all that. But yeah, I just don't ever want to get interpreted as like a mean person just because
Yeah.
because
you are mean.
no, well, here's the thing.
In a good way. I know all kinds of. I love you kind of people.
I
Does
am
that
a-
make any sense?
here's the thing.
I love you kind of people.
I am a good person, but I'm not always a nice person.
There it is. You're abrasive.
Yeah, I'm a good person, but that
Yes.
doesn't mean I'm a nice
Right.
person.
Right.
Like on the inside, I'm always trying to make the decision that I think is right.
Always try to do the
Always.
next right thing.
But-
That's I
And
tell my
sometimes
kids
that
that.
That's true.
includes
Yes,
not
right
being
there.
Do
Exactly.
that. Always try to do the next right
Yeah.
thing you can.
And sometimes that thing isn't nice. Sometimes that thing's hard to hear.
well,
And so-
I love the cliche. Don't mistake my kindness for weakness. You
yeah.
know, I think because it really is true. It's like, hey, I choose to be kind and I want to be a good person, but I also I have boundaries, and there's some things are going to set me off.
Yeah,
So
Yes.
It's a bitch switch.
Yes.
You got a bitch switch.
yeah.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
say, look, my personality is I am either in the forest singing to animals like a Disney princess, or I'm burning someone's house down, and there's nothing in between.
Right. I always thought that. Here's how I look at human beings. How do you act if the doors shut at your house and you had cameras all over the house and you didn't know the cameras were
Oh my
on?
God.
That's why I'm always like, how are you and your boyfriend getting along? Is there things that set you off with him? Are things going great? Does he screw with you at all? Do you get mad at him?
Are you asking me these things about him?
Yeah. But to see, it's just, how do people act when the Klieg lights go off?
Here's the thing, and you may not know me enough behind the scenes. I'm the exact same person I am in front of people. I have no hidden things. I'm not at home like snorting coke off my kitchen counter. I'm not.
Well, I'm not coming over that.
Yeah, I'm not screaming and fighting with Jimmy behind the scenes and just pretending like we get along. That would take so much effort for me to pretend to be that person. I like to just put my crazy on the front porch. I don't hide it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Here it is.
Now, are you the alpha male in this relationship? Because a lot of females these days are the alpha males.
Well, and you didn't want to be that.
No, he holds his own.
Good.
I'll just say that.
Good.
So if you get in his grill, does he back you down? I'm the man of this relationship.
No, but he holds his own.
What does that mean?
Well, I don't know. It's hard to get. He's a very easy person to get along with. He doesn't even have TikTok. I think it took me a while for him to believe that I had a real job.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, so he doesn't have any of that. And he's just lived a very different life. He's former law enforcement. So no, he is not a wet blanket by any means, but he also knows when to pick and choose his battles. Like if I really want ice cream and it's midnight, like we're going to end up getting ice cream. But if it's something he doesn't want to do, he definitely holds his own. I'll say that. It's
Kelly,
a fair 50-50 fight.
Does he know how to mow the lawn? And does he know how to fix stuff in the house?
He can mow the lawn.
Okay.
And we haven't gotten to fixing stuff yet because he's not at my house a ton. I'm at his house.
I say you go and break something. Just do it. Seriously, go in and flood your toilet and be like, "Oh my gosh, can you help me? Can you help me?" And see, I want to see. I want to see.
Wait a minute.
Because that's what she wanted.
Because that's what I wanted.
She wants.
No. Yeah.
She wants that.
Yeah.
She doesn't want to keep having to fix the dang toilets.
Yes,
and
I was sick of doing
she's
everything
walking
myself.
around with the tool pouch on all the time.
Is it bad that guys like myself will use Angie's List way more than going and fixing a light bulb?
Well, let's
That's
talk
fine.
about what it is.
As long as
To
you
change
handle
a
it.
light bulb, you don't be calling Angie's List to change a light bulb.
Right.
Don't ever let me hear
you
you say
judge
that
me
again.
for that?
I will.
Wow, really?
100%.
Vic!
Yes.
So if I cannot figure where a leak is coming from and I call Angie's List to count,
That's different.
is it?
That's a little different.
Plumbing and electrical and shit you can die doing,
Okay.
like on
Agree.
your roof, you can call somebody. But if you
Okay.
can't swap out a toilet on your own,
What about landscaping?
Yeah.
Well-
Oh, come on.
That's I don't know.
Oh
That's
my
a gray
God. Wait a
area.
minute. Is
Come
that a
on.
bad come on?
No,
or-
that's a gray area.
No, it's not. Vic, you've seen my yard.
Okay.
Guess who? Right here.
That's
So,
awesome.
the
You
thing-
should.
you did that?
Me.
Okay.
I absolutely love it.
I have a beautiful house, but my landscaping sucks balls.
I have a
And
terrible.
I need it,
Yeah,
and I don't even know where to start.
I have a terrible
don't
eye
even
for
know where to
landscaping.
start.
Bring me pictures. I'll tell you
Okay.
exactly what
Seriously,
to do.
I need help.
Yes.
I need help
Yeah.
bad.
Okay, can
I'm
you
not
help me grow
playing.
things that I can't kill that are like really easy to keep alive?
You know what? I don't have plants, indoor plants. Like I'll have like a vase of flowers, you know,
like outside in landscaping.
So
Man.
everything is perennial except for like my flower.
What
like,
does perennial mean?
That
Vic?
means it comes back every
right?
year.
Yeah.
But like,
Yearly.
All right.
yeah,
Not
like
to be
my
confused
Alright.
with annuals who
Yeah.
don't come back every year, which you would think that an annual would mean
would
it
make
comes back.
sense.
No.
Mhm. But
I'm
no, I have
confused.
lots of annuals too that are in like planters and stuff. But yes, you just
I'll send you,
You keep-
pictures
yes.
because I don't know what
So
I'm doing.
wait a minute, men. Listen to this conversation out there. You are literally judging us in the shadows because of something we do.
not in the shadows, right here, right out in the open, right here in the light.
Well, wait a
right
minute.
here.
There has to be a threshold of where, okay, I get the light bulb thing. I'll give you that one. But if there's a leaky faucet and I don't know what
Okay.
I'm doing and am I not a man?
What-
Or if the car won't start and I can't get the damn thing started.
What if Christy's like, I don't do dishes. I'm going to call Angie's List and hire somebody to come do these dishes. And I don't cook. It's just not my
Or
thing.
laundry.
Oh, now
It's
you're
just not my thing.
now you're getting into roles.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well,
Because
that's what the
nobody-
man's role
because
is.
When is the woman's role to do the dishes?
Not necessarily, but I'm
Well,
saying those are
why is
things
it the man's role to put the
for
it
the
is-
same
but it
reason
is-
that it's the woman's house to keep woman's job to keep the house.
I had a
And to put
massive
fresh flowers
You
out.
can combo.
into-
You can combo all the stuff.
I had
not
a
to get
massive
lost.
argument.
I'll do anything.
I
I
had a
offer work all the time.
I had
Right.
a massive argument about patriarchy versus matriarchy and how each one has this amazing role in modern society. And they didn't want to hear it. They were like, this patriarchy thing is bull crap.
I think every relationship is different. I love doing my own work around the house. I love changing my own tire. I love doing all that stuff, but it's just would be nice to have somebody that could help me do it. And so that's what I was looking for was
Okay. But I
somebody
didn't know
who-
you guys were judging us.
Mhm.
Oh, 100%.
I didn't know it. I
Yeah.
swear.
Well,
I thought it
here-
was
yeah.
like, I like him as a person.
Yeah,
But he can't change the light bulb.
Even
but like there's
I'm naive.
you
Google it.
want a man. You want
Yeah.
a man that's
Google
at
it.
least is going to give it a shot.
Yeah.
And you might say, you know what, Kelly, Megan, I would like a woman that also knows how to fix the faucet and the
Yeah.
toilet and change the light bulb. And you
For
know
a
what?
man,
That's
it's
okay.
not about tactical stuff. For a man, it's about being treated and being felt like he's a man.
well,
like
then act
he's-
like one.
Oh, here we go. Vic,
Yeah.
Vic,
Bingo,
you gotta
Kelly.
start jumping, man.
Come on.
Mic drop.
I mean, you got to show
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
It is.
And
Yeah,
such
I
a yin and a
agree.
yang.
With YouTube
Yeah.
today, they can teach you how to do
Yes.
anything. So with
Mhm.
my
So I learned
I
how
dad,
to
know
unplug a
YouTube
sink.
how to be a man.
yes, no, but
Let us know what you find. Seriously, because
Okay.
I'd love in today's world to know what you
and
find.
don't ever try to do your own plumbing or anything. That would be a horrible idea.
Well, I don't
Mhm.
want the water smashing me in the face.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what I'm doing.
Just at least investigate a little bit and see what you can come up with.
I don't think there's anything wrong with having help. They're not butlers, but they're just short of a butler.
Right.
Of. It's like I know how to change I know how to do the chemical in the pool. Just don't want to. But it gets done. Right?
Okay.
I don't really want to vacuum and wash the carpets. I'll call Serve Pro. They'll do it. A great job. Now are you judging me in the corner if that goes?
No, if you just get it done, we're fine. Just get it done.
Vacuum stuff.
Yeah.
But like the real men stuff. Like, do you have a toolbox?
I got it. Well, yes, I got a toolbox.
Like, is it a big one, a small one?
Oh, damn.
What do you
it's
have?
not industrial size.
But any electric tools?
Yeah.
Like what?
I don't know. A Nokia screwdriver or something like that.
That's not really
so
an electric
you
tool.
don't like operate like circular saws or like anything.
Not a table saw, not a drill press, not my jam.
Yeah.
Vic, you better start talking here.
I'm just soaking it up. I do that on Fridays. I just get.
He's been so quiet. Yeah.
I'm listening and
Vic,
I'm watching.
Do you have
the
a
time.
toolbox?
I do have a toolbox. It's a tool bag box.
Do you have any power tools?
I don't have any power tools right now. I did.
You don't have any power tools?
When I owned a house.
Look at these ladies judging you.
When
You
I
are
did
being
when I
judged
owned a
right
house
now.
long time ago, and like it's like once I got divorced, it's like things just got weird.
Well,
and I haven't
like weird in that you had to get rid of all your tools. Weird?
No. What we did, I had a saw.
Now you're defensive.
That was given to me.
You're being defensive.
Am I?
Because when I
left
I
Michigan,
went to drill.
No, because when I left Michigan, I came back to St. Louis, and then I was like, I was so busy, and I'm raising 3 kids by myself. Life changed and dictated.
Sure. Yeah.
And then I've just been, I haven't been married or lived with anybody.
There's some women who work their ass off and raise kids
That's 8 years.
and hire a cleaner because
9 years.
They're just so busy. But I mean, like,
it's like a guy going, so do you have any high hole pumps with lingerie? And you going, no. And the guy's, oh, well, this isn't going to work.
Look, you're talking to the girl who, listen.
But it's the same thing. You're right.
I couldn't get my ex to fix the siding up on our roof, like the fascia. So I rented a 50-foot industrial bucket list and fixed it myself.
I saw it.
Just to prove a point that it could be fixed.
Yes.
Because he's like, I can't fix that. We're going to have to call a roofer. We're going to,
Yeah. But that's what you do when you see
It was the best day of my life, and I made a TikTok in it, so I got to write it off.
Yeah.
Christy Harris chimed in. Christy,
you're in trouble.
Is Eric's girlfriend. Christy says, quote, Eric is not allowed, and maybe we can pop his quote up. Eric is not allowed to do the dishes, laundry, or clean around our house.
It's true.
Why is that?
Because I get stain, like some kind of a chemical stain in the clothing.
Because
I don't know how I'm gonna do it.
you screw it up. Oh, this is the other thing that men love to do is weaponize incompetence. So they will pretend that they are terrible at something so that they don't ever have to do it again.
Amen.
That is bullcrap. That is not true.
That is true.
That is because
absolutely.
I lived for years with those little bright stains on my shirts because I don't actually know how to do laundry properly. And I think I do, but there are women know how to do it better for whatever reason. Don't roll your eyes at us. Vic, help me out here.
Well, I don't know.
Well, Christy.
With what? Women are better with what?
With doing laundry.
The reason you're not allowed to do those things is because you did them so terribly.
I'm a master. I can do laundry.
See?
I do it well.
Okay,
well,
now you're just gloating.
Eric, because I had to. I was by myself
Yep.
as a single parent with 3 kids that lived with me.
Yep.
By themselves for over 2 years.
Yeah.
I was
Look,
by
now
myself.
you guys are talking about unisex chores. That is
a unisex chore.
Unisex chores.
Yes.
That's
What
a
the
unisex
hell's
chore.
unisex
Don't
chore?
bring laundry into this. Okay.
I didn't.
Does Kevin do laundry? Kevin does laundry, right?
Christy, don't bring laundry into this. I want to know about his tools. I want to know about his toolbox and his circular saw.
I have no circular saw.
Neither do I.
Okay.
No.
Well,
no.
that's what we want.
Yeah.
Laundry, that just
As a matter of fact, if I need a circular
human
saw,
beings.
I will call her ex.
I thought women
Bobby,
just
and say, "Can I borrow your circular?" True story.
Yeah.
True story. If I have a flat, I'm not changing it. I'm calling her ex,
Yeah.
who's a mechanic. Who
Yeah.
will change it.
Oh my God.
And I'm loving it. I don't care.
Well,
good.
if you ever need it,
You know what though? If somebody needs a bass player at their child's birthday party, I'm
you're
your
the
guy.
You're the guy.
Yeah. And you
Get
know
some.
what? That is
It's a
another
unique-
that
Yeah.
that is amazing.
Get off.
That
You
you
know
can
that's
do
right.
that.
And
You know that's right.
I know we got to go here in a minute, but I just wanted to say, Megan, I have a pink chainsaw.
You do.
Yeah, it's hot
Oh,
pink.
my
Lord have
word.
You need to
mercy.
post that.
I
pink
will.
Yeah,
chainsaw.
I want to see it.
Chainsaw.
Yeah.
Would you guys know how to use it if
Yes.
you brought it?
Yes.
You would.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
I've
Well,
used
that's
a
good.
chainsaw.
All right. Well,
Yes.
Yeah. I
Hot
would.
pink chainsaw.
Yes.
that's hilarious.
Kelly, we love you coming in today. This is
Thanks.
awesome.
I know. I
can't
miss you
believe
guys.
you have.
I got one more
Yeah.
quick
Yeah, go
question to
ahead.
Here we
ask
go.
you.
Here we go.
Y'all.
Make it good.
I want to know your feelings on the Karen Reed verdict.
I completely agree with it.
The show's
because-
going till 11 o'clock.
No, I got to be somewhere at 10:45. So
What time is it?
It's
10:10.
10:07.
Is it really? I got to
Okay,
be somewhere at 11.
So
Let's rock.
look, I personally don't think that Karen Reed did it. I do think that this was a fight gone wrong and it was a cover up
Wow.
by the cops.
Really?
But I think that even if she did do it, from a legal perspective, they do not have the evidence to prove it.
Mhm.
Period.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
why are they going
That's
to
right.
waste everyone's time and retry this?
Because
because-
it was cops involved. That's why.
But there's no evidence other than she had a broken taillight. Like that's it. Like
Well, okay, but why do you think that it was a fight between some of the guys in the house?
yes, because literally, so Brian, the big neck guy,
Mhm.
Brian Higgins, who had been having an affair with Karen,
Uh-huh.
was texting her that night. I think that
Mhm.
John O'Keefe saw it in the car and was like, fuck this. I'm going in to, approach him. And she's like, don't go in. I'm not dealing with this. I think he got out to go in the house. I think she drove away pissed off. I really think that she did. I mean, I think she could have done it and
See,
didn't know.
you just say, this is a great example. You think. They
Right.
did, nobody really proved anything one way or
No,
another.
but what doesn't happen is you don't kill somebody and know it and then call and leave them screaming voicemails knowing that those are going to be heard. That was the main thing, was that a lot of times when a significant other kills the other, they'll call and be like, hey babe, just checking in on you, just so they have that like evidence of, see, like I
Mhm.
wasn't mad at her.
Yeah.
I was fine. We have those screaming voicemails from Karen calling him a loser. If he was
she
dead,
was hammered.
but still,
She was hammered.
no matter how hammered you are, if you just killed somebody and you don't want people to know you did it, you're not going to then get on the phone and then leave voicemails for that person about how much you hate them.
Yeah, but she could have forgotten that they already gotten in a fight and that she dropped him off. But why?
But that was all in the same night.
But there were no footprints of him going inside in the snow.
Well, the snow came after. The snow came. The snow came down after 1 or 2 a.m.
What about his drink that was still there that he had taken from the bar that they were at that was still by him?
I think he could have thrown it at her car. I mean, he could.
But it was more like by him. Like whatever happened when he still had that drink.
Mhm.
So he didn't get a fresher.
Mm.
He didn't go in and get like a new
Mhm.
drink or a new beer.
Mhm.
It was still that drink from the bar.
Well, maybe he was just bringing in his glass because that's what he liked to drink out of.
Mm.
I don't know, but I mean, the butt dials over and over again, and Jen McCabe and her shady shit, and I mean, it's just something went awry. The bottom line is, I don't think anybody wanted that man dead. By
Mhm.
all accounts, on all sides,
Yeah.
nobody wanted that man dead, and it was an absolute tragedy.
Mhm.
And I think that however he was killed, it was on accident, either by Karen on accident or by
The
a
cops.
fight with the cops on accident, and then they had to scramble to cover it up.
Yeah.
Um,
You know that they're
Very interesting.
you know
take.
that it's highly plausible, not that cops are bad, but that someone would be like, we got to cover this up.
oh hell
Mhm.
yes,
That
that
you
was
got it.
that was
And
the,
that's where
I see it in the
doubt
movie all the
comes.
time.
Yeah.
that police department, the most
Yeah.
corrupt shit. And then the big thing is that Brian McAlbert, he has got a dead body on his front lawn, and he's a 30-year police officer.
There you go.
And he never came out to look at it. He just let the cops that were there deal with it. If somebody came to you and said, the guy you were with last night is dead in your front yard, and you are a 30-year cop, you're going out in your front
Yeah,
yard.
like
He
in 5
never
seconds.
left his house
Because he knew.
because
was
he already
was
knew.
he peeking out the window?
Probably.
Mhm.
He wanted to look as far away from it as possible. If he had nothing to do
Uh-huh.
with it, he would have been running out there going, oh my God. Oh my
Mhm.
God. What the hell happened? He knew what happened. So he
Well,
pretended to be asleep.
Kelly, as us crime junkies know,
Yeah.
though, that people react differently
Mhm.
in different stages of stress or
Not when you're a 30-year cop.
yeah.
You're
That's
trained for
true.
that. You
is
are trained
true.
for that. If you're a 30-year cop and someone tells you that your friend or acquaintance is dead in your front yard and you don't go outside,
Yes.
Mhm. Yeah, that is
Yeah.
weird. But I think it's weird too, though, that she called one of the other cops' girlfriends that she didn't even know to like go drive around with her. That was weird. Even that girl said it was weird. She's like, what was she calling me for?
Karen Reed is a spaz
Yeah.
in general in life. Like she's
Mhm.
just a very erratic person.
And you can't just convict spaz or erratic.
No, you can't. I think that Karen Reed's a really shitty
Well,
girlfriend.
have you ever thought about being the next Nancy Grace?
I hate Nancy Grace.
Well, you can replace her right now.
I literally
I'm
walked out of her
enthralled with what
seminar
you're
at Crime
saying.
Con.
You did?
Yeah,
Yes.
you talked about that here on the
I
show
made it
before.
through Crime Con, Nancy Grace, like 3 minutes, and then you hear my chair go, "Arr!" and I just get up and walk the fuck out. I
Hey,
hate her.
did you see True Crime Garage, guys? at
Yeah, they
Crime
were there.
Con?
Mhm.
Love those guys.
Yeah, there's
so
a lot of
much.
good.
Yeah.
Did
lot
you
of
see
good.
Paranormal Caught on Camera out there?
I don't think so.
That's my jam.
Yeah. You like that?
Paranormal
Poltergeist? We got to get you out of here. I know. I'm sorry.
I've actually got somewhere to be for once in my life,
Guys,
so.
Kelly Manno, Eric Johnson, thank you guys for coming in. We love it.
If
we love you
anybody wants
guys.
to go to Nashville and do the big house party with us, go to genxtakeover.com.
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 And that's going to be on a what night?
It's the Sunday of Labor Day.
September 1st.
Yep.
Correct.
But the house party's before the event?
No, it's so the comedy tour is sold out. I'm not even going to promote that anymore.
Okay.
This is just after the comedy tour. We're doing like a big 5-hour reception.
Yeah.
Oh, but it's that night.
Yes, the same
Okay.
night. We
The
run
show
it out.
after the show.
If you want to come play Donkey Kong with me or pinball or whatever,
Yeah.
just go to genxtakeover.com.
You're awesome. So cool.
Kelly
Nice.
Manno, Eric Johnson, Pro Joe in the house, Megan, Marie Moret, Vic Faust. Thanks, guys, for jumping in today. CancelTheShow.com. Let us know what's on your mind. Post the videos, share it, like, subscribe. Have a great weekend. We'll see you on Monday.